Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon, you will know. The children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening in Moravia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Vonjama, Maryland, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. If you eat kepa, gradually, my brother, to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you got today? School TV. Yes, what you got today? School TV. School entertainment. Go to there. Go to there. Yes,
with the band DEO, stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the South Band. Charges on the beat.
On the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon, you will know. The children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening in Moravia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Vonjama, Maryland, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. If you eat kepa, gradually, my brother, to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you got today? School TV. Yes, what you got today?
Okay, folks, what a way to welcome you tonight
to another edition of the program Spoon Talk. Of course, we here live on Spoon 107.5 FM. The program is live on Fabric 101.1 FM and Super 95.5 FM. We online, Spoon TV Live, Fabric TV Live, and of course, Super TV Live on YouTube. With there, you can check out the YouTube page, Spoon Talk, the Spoon Talk Live, and you can join us from any of these mediums. We want to say welcome to all of you who have joined us. My name is Nelson Colette. Of course, I've been joined by Dr. Richardson, and of course, the guy who's celebrating his birthday today, James Gude Flomo. Let me say good evening to you, Dr. Richardson, and good evening to James. Dr. Richardson, we're not hearing you.
You are muted, doctor.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was saying good evening to you and good evening to the birthday boy. How you looking like you just enjoyed too much last night that you just woke up?
No, I've been around. I've been here all day.
Oh, no party for the
birthday. Yeah.
The man finger tired now. He tired responding to comments. Over 1,500 comments. The major rating.
I know, right?
That popularity, or you know how James, I see the birthday. Yeah, did you go out to dinner? You had some friends. Did you make friends in your new land?
Yeah, I have friends, but I did not go out.
You just been staying in the house on the celebrated day?
Yeah, I went out to meet a friend or a professional friend, but I came back.
Yeah, you gotta add all the description. She's not paying attention. She's not watching.
We had to come back.
Man, providing strong clarity.
I'm telling you gotta add professional friends.
We've been here all day.
James, we just laughing at you, man. I knew you had a good birthday. Probably say happy birthday to you many, many times over again today.
Yeah. Look at the other message I did face beat. Like real people interesting. The message I did face beat.
What do you mean by? But you know that you did face beat. What do you mean by that? I wonder.
That the way we make him.
No, I know we did, but I just said you know, like you did it, so I wanted to meant by that.
The man face not looking the person that they face beat.
I mean, look, he tired. Look, you were hanging out yesterday.
No, I'm going.
Yeah. Well,
I slept enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
You kind of days that when you get Miss Liberia.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Yeah. And the man I want to answer you have, but the guy I was talking off the record, the man said, "Damn it, my man, I'm missing Liberia today."
I bet.
Where I told you that, my man?
No, I will not go any further. I will stop right there.
but I'll tell you, I'm missing Liberia, my man.
Nothing wrong with missing Liberia.
Especially for your birthday.
Exactly. Even as old as I am, I can be missing Liberia on my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
So what's going on, gentlemen?
Yeah. Everything is okay. The country is peaceful. And yeah, so Liberians are gearing up for October. So a lot of things happening. So many things happening. Quite recently there was this back and forth, if I may say, between two lawmakers. Okay, I see the CEO has joined us.
Mm-hmm. So I can, so you can. Well, I would have two stories. Tell me. Not the CEO, then you can talk again.
Yeah.
So, James, happy birthday, James.
Yeah, thank you.
So, Jatu cook for you.
See you that thing.
Huh? Dr. Richardson, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Having a quiet Saturday.
James, who is Jatu?
CEO, can we continue with the show?
James, this is all we do. This is our life. Who is Jatu?
No
Well,
comment.
maybe James. I beg you for James to deal. Usually I don't pay for him.
Roland Twe. The man said no comment. Roland.
Tonight,
Let's
how
ask
you
the
call
man.
it?
No, James. James, no.
Magio Stone Bon County. It was terrible.
James, don't
We are
just
not talking about Bon County.
No, the
Today's
crowd.
your
I'm
birthday.
thinking what Magio is contesting in Bon
James,
County.
James.
answer.
No. We gotta get this thing straight. You are 33 years old.
No
James,
comment.
let me finish.
Somebody said Jatu's a professional friend.
You are 33 years old, James. We've been hearing about Jatu say you were in high school, Tokmaha. Who is that? Say you are in Tokmaha, I've been knowing you. We've been hearing about Jatu. Who is Jatu?
No comment.
No, you made up comments. You have to comment. You cannot plead the fifth. Spoon talk, nobody can plead fifth. You say what you want to say. You free the government, the opposition, the only person you can talk about is CEO. But every other thing part you can talk about it. Steve what he said? CEO, please don't go there.
Yeah.
But who is Jatu, James? Who is Jatu? Who is she to you? Is she your sister?
No comment.
Huh?
Yeah, I commenting.
You can talk about everybody else, but we can't talk about Jatu.
That's it. Who is Jatu? That's
Jatu
it.
7%.
That's it. Who is
What's
Jatu?
7%?
It said the man close Jatu up.
But I said 7%. You started.
Yeah, that would be 7%. The man close Jatu up. But that's it though. That's it. Who is Jatu?
Yeah.
Who is Jatu? You know Jatu?
That's it. No comment.
Oh, my man, you get.
You sanctioning the man?
See you. I think James is not in a position to. James said today is birthday, so he won't for all.
Well, why are you hiding? I meantime he's over the top, my man. What the man hiding?
So my next trip
where Kev coming from?
I'll go find Jatu.
But you know something though? Dr. Richardson, to tell you the truth, man, I'm happy this week we get in because my beautiful wife's birthday is on Tuesday.
Oh, happy birthday.
And but some folks, people out there now, guess what they're doing? They wish her a birthday. Like yesterday, I saw on Facebook, her birthday is the 24th.
You gotta start early.
Okay? No, I understand, but don't put the 21st and say that her birthday. You know, her birthday is the 24th. And it's a good thing, you know. I'm really happy. But I'm kind of confused, you know, what to give her as a gift. You know, I know I'm going to think of something, you know, but it would be a wonderful day.
That'd be good.
It is always good, Dr. Richardson. It is always good.
Well, I don't know.
And another thing is that at the end of the day, we are grateful that she's seeing another birthday. Yeah. You know, we are grateful she will be seeing another birthday. And today is Jim's birthday. I tried sending Jim some money wherever he had his gift. It couldn't go through. So James, just take care of what you can take care of from that other thing. And, you know, you can take 25% from there. That your birthday gift. Look at James. I'm just joking, oh, don't shake your head. Oh, so that one you can answer. But who is Jatu? You can't answer.
I did not answer. I said no comment.
You shook your head. Okay, let me ask you, James. James, let me ask you. Will you take 25% from whatsoever for your birthday gift? You like to have 25% of it?
I think it's intended for something already. No need to take 25% for personal use.
No, for your birthday. I authorize you. You like to have 25% for your birthday.
I will get it 25% after.
So you don't want it 25% on this one?
Yes, because we have emergency to use it.
Oh, okay. All right. See, James know. Because when you take the 25%, you call, you won't get me. So
responsible. Very responsible.
You think I don't know? I noticed I think today when you call me, but man, you're not going out. You're not going out. I said, see, who can we go out?
You a call, you would get me. You're lucky. But guys, want to say it's a beautiful sound that Kev is listening to. Some Bob Marley music. One love, one people, one nation. Baby, wherever you are, remember me. Honey, whatever you do, I love you. Ba, 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 ba. Lucky Dubie. So if you know doing the word, that doing the word, that's something that we used to listen to, Kev. You know that very well. So James, can we play a little bit of Lucky Dubie? We have no right to this music. We have no right to this music. Just a little bit, maybe 10 seconds. They will not punish us for 10 seconds, James. You got it? James, can you go on YouTube and play Lucky Dubie? Just, you don't have to bring it on. Just to take our mind back during the heat of the Civil War, because I was talking to Kev today, he playing Lucky Dubie. And I thought about Lucky Dubie. It was one of the pastimes during the war. If you guys know about the music during the war that folks used to play, Kev, I don't know whether he was in Liberia that time. Dr. Richardson, why are you looking at us like that? Where is AB? AB going to bed? AB going to bed? Oh, it's too early, right?
You can stop. Yeah, maybe you're not forgetting national radio.
Oh, I forget what.
National radio.
Baba, I enjoy my kids, Daniel. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I enjoy my kids, Daniel.
So you can't enjoy them. You said don't listen to see you, yeah?
One hard at a time. And go. You are married, yeah. I'm not the only one left in the family. Wherever you are, remember me. Whatever you do, I love you.
Realize people that ain't taxi listen to this thing, they're in buses, taxi, and things. They don't mean that good.
That's how it is. That's how it is. Wherever you are, remember me, Liberia. Whatever you do, Liberian, remember one country, one law, one people. You gotta have a great show today. Invite your brothers, your sister, your friends. Let's talk Liberia. JMB is right now in Ghana. He should be departing shortly from the Kotoka International Airport in Accra to New York. He's coming by way of the flight is Delta Airline. He should be arriving in the United States sometime this morning, New York. He will have a 3 weeks visit. Again, they reached out to the Spoon Decks and they said that JMB and his delegation departing Kotoka International Airport for New York, the United States. Those on the delegation will be calling their names, and JMB will be in New York today, tonight, probably early morning, and he will be in the United States having a lot of different meetings. So we want to say safe travel, and we're going to be talking about politics. We want to welcome every one of you. Thank you for joining us this Saturday. I'm happy because my wife's birthday coming up. I'm so glad that James' birthday is done. We're not talking about James. It's past already. According to Jamestown, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 10 more minutes, James' birthday will be done where he lives. In 10 minutes, James' birthday will be over in Poland. So we'll be still entering a very, very new time. So I'm all right. Excellency Tony Keman Davis. I'm all right. Samuel Gatte. Sarafina, how you doing? We want to play a little bit of Lucky Dubie. If you remember the song while you were in Liberia, Charlene, L-I-B McKnight. Boom. The crew people queen. Yeah. Your hello. The one I say, oh. Now, fue de Charlene. Now, fue notion. We want to say, please, somebody call Timon and George and say the show have started and we need him on. Somebody, if you know Timon number, please call him. If you don't have his number, it's 856. I can read his number to you.
Somebody number, yeah.
Well, they got 3 different numbers. The other one at 484. One of his number at 856. The other number at 484. Kev number at 202. I'll read Kev number to you likewise. You can reach out to Kev. Kev, what's your phone number? Let me see.
My man, don't put my number out.
Let me see. Kev, he said you hired her. Kev number at 202449. Kev, you big man, I'll read the last 4.
My man, don't put my number out.
You gotta apologize to me, Kev. Kev number, listen. Y'all want Kev number? Y'all tell me. I will give it to you guys. I will like Donald Trump and Lindsey Graham. If anybody want Kev number, please let me know. Tiola, you want Kev number? 202-449-00.
Man, don't put my number out there, my man. Don't do that, man. Don't do that. I've been having your number over 20 years.
They won't post your number out.
Kev, you have to apologize. I'm about to put your number out, Kev.
No, man, don't put my number there, man. Don't do that, my man.
So I put my number up, 856. Let's see, folks. Let's find out the Richardson number and put it up
No.
You guys that were hard to know from me for life. I want to say, welcome to the Spoon Talk. You know, we're gonna crack joke, we're gonna laugh. Listen, Kev Hassan, I will push the number. Oh, Tiola said she will push the number. Okay. She will push the number. Oh, that thing getting serious, though.
No.
Friends, best friend say he need Kev's number. You guys want my number? I can give you my number. Seriously, 609. If you ready to take my number, 609-649-4206. But you know, I can give you my number. Nothing wrong.
Yeah, because you got
after the show, you call a number, you'll never get
it again.
After the show, don't try. You call it, never get anybody. You're not waste your time.
No, you get somebody. That's my own number, 609-649-4206. Call me if you think I'm joking. That's my number. Call me. I guarantee you I will answer. If anyone you call me now, I will answer. 609.
They've mobile phone. No message can be left.
Oh Lord have mercy. Judgy, what's up, man? How you been?
Not bad, my man. I just been relaxing with my kids and I've been just chilling and we talk about everybody now. Even my daughters now all involved in that brain politics.
I told somebody to call me. Listen, somebody said my number is wrong, but they call it. Let's see who's this. Hello. So you got my right number, right? That's why I say I get my number.
Well, after the show and see what you get.
You see, they're scared. They can't get a number. Me probably get my number. Look at the other person putting my number up. Look at the other person. But man, I put my number up. You want to share my number like your business? Go ahead.
This guy, Paulie.
Share my number. I'm begging you not to share it. I'll follow it on myself. But let's say this though. Oh, somebody calling me again. Let's see. They put it. Hello. All right. So you got my number, right?
Well, I'm begging you not to share it. I'll follow it on myself.
All right. Oh, so everybody calling me. So all right, let's do the show, guys. We say thank you for.
Well, Philip, that's why I'm begging you. Say you might be that day for the rest of the show. But I get.
Oh, Philip. Wait. What Philip begging for? Let me talk to James. Hey, Mr. James, what's up? Hello? Yeah.
I'll be at next water guy. Wait, wait till the next trip.
Oh, you coming?
Yeah.
It's in March, though. We're going for voter registration.
Don't worry about it. I'll be there with you.
Thank you, boss. Appreciate it. That's my number. So, folks, that have a wonderful show. We're going to share the link today. We want you on. Let's talk Liberia. Let's discuss the issue. This is the Spoon Talk. So, Tumani, what's going on, man? What's in the news from your end?
Well, since the show yesterday, I received a lot of calls, lots of messages coming from everyone in position, opposition, no position, government. And somebody said something to me. I said, but wait, I mean, what is, I said, when people um, talk, then you're talking about they're gonna come down us for what? What's happening? I said, right now, this time of the year and this time of our politics, there's no time for anybody to muscle the press or do anything or try to clamp down anybody for speaking their mind. So it'll be a complete suicide mission for anybody, especially the government, to say they want to clamp down on us because everybody expressing their views on issues of national concern. I said right now is a free flow. Everybody got to accept it and move on. It's politics. As we told y'all, it will be tough this year. It will get nasty. It will get tough. Friends and friends will make flower. Family and friends will make fuss. Like I always told you guys, 2005. I only remember my family who was supporting for CDC. My late father told me, said, "Tommy, what's wrong with you? If we went to school to go support CDC." I said, "Papi, that's my party." Everybody was against me. But I was the only person in my family who was for CDC. But I way with pride and I supported and defended it. But that's politics, But it shouldn't bring a point where we should become enemies and take it personal and start to hurt each other. No, I mean everybody got to fight to promote their interest, to promote their candidate, and the best. Like bro, won the best. So it's just starting. We got 2 rounds, one more days to go. So we're in this together. So
We are. We in this together. Kev Hassan, today I'm going to meet my sister, Dr. Richardson, last because I heard that she cooking some fufu soup, yam. Is that yam or plenty fufu soup for Abraham? So she will be moving in and out, checking on the food. So I don't want to be a problem to our dear brother who is bereaved, Mr. Richardson. So we'll make her last today. Please reach out to AB. If you want his number, please let me know. I will share his number with you. Reach out to AB and extend your sympathy to him. AB told me that I can share his number. He said that to me. So I will share his number. Whosoever want to reach out to him, please do. Kefigo, from your end, my brother, JMB coming to the state. I know you are happy. From your end, we saw something today that is that just not common. Someone told me Jefferson Koji is a joke. I said, why? Is it Jefferson Koji called some picking and say you'll be disenchanted UP members? And I said, that's a good one. Say what you want to say. I think Jefferson Koji nailed it. If that is true, he did, because you know why? You got to change the optic. So, Kev, where are you today, man? A lot of news. My girl is in Bon County. My girl was in Kakata. And my girl's doing his thing. The crowd is coming. My girl is going wild. Like, you guys made a mistake. You shouldn't have touched me. But, I mean, where are you with the Liberia news? Today is Saturday.
Well, hi to everybody on the platform. But you're not going to allow Tommy to be drinking his Guinness and then allow me to drink my Saturday.
Come in. Did you just drink Guinness?
You cannot do that.
Water.
Oh, man, shit.
The apple juice, my man.
I mean, man, I changed that thing. I know my boy is Guinness, my man. I changed that thing. That $1 apple juice. He just said.
But yeah, wait. Yeah, wait 1 minute. It's that gap. Don't forget now. Apple juice, Bene. Come on, Papeo.
Well, you see, the best saying that original CDC man, you guys, you let in apple juice. Original CDC man. Well, let's say, CEO. The former vice president coming here, I just want to say it's a good thing he's traveling. But again, the supporter out there will say other things. But, the pape, his family, and everybody know what's right for him. So, I listened to some of his supporters, surrogate pundits out there talking about when I made this announcement. But I'm going to say thank you to the family or whoever, to JMB for accepting the 75K. I want to say thank you that he accepted his well-being is paramount. So if people out there thinking that all the kind of loud mouth they're doing, oh, don't take it. JMB and family are very smart people. So I would say thanks to the team for accepting the 75K and take it from the goodwill from the Liberian people and the government that he took it. So
let me understand you. You said the government gave JMB 75K.
I'm saying what I'm saying out there. I want to say good job from the JMB team. Not listening to pundits, not listening to people out there. And he got his only 5K. That's why I want to say and go. Good job from the family. Good job. Don't listen to people out there who coming around making noise.
Do you have anything to show that JMB received 75K?
If I have anything to show,
yeah,
my proof is JMB. Call him.
Can't be serious, man. Let me say this, Dr. Richardson, let me come to you. No, you have given your intro. Let me ask Dr. Richardson to come in. Dr. Richardson, can you help my brother Kev? I know you can.
I'm asking you the same question. What evidence does he have? Kev, I mean, are you saying the Omen received 75K from the government?
No, but you do have your biological brother with the Unity Party calling. Your biological.
But you don't want brother news to us.
No, you have proximity there. Your biological brother.
But my biological brother on the show, he ain't talking that kind of announcement. That you don't want to hear talking that kind of announcement.
Yeah, so but what I'm saying.
Tell what people you got.
Call your brother, my sister.
No, man, Kev, I'm calling my brother. I want to hear more. I'm trying to make sense of what you're saying.
I already told you.
You kind of beating around the bush with it here.
But besides Kev, the presidential.
No, I beg you, Timothy.
No, that's something now.
No, but let Dr. Richardson finish. No, because Dr. Richardson has not spoken. She got to give her intro.
No.
Let's start the show by making the announcement.
Tommy going to give his side because Tommy know that you stop it.
I agree.
But my time to talk. My question is to you. You the one started the show and said JMP received $75,000 from the government, right? So we ask you because we can't just jump on the kind of information that you just brought to us like this. Because if it is, it's very concerning, right? We said that it was
concerning what? Concerning what?
It's concerning because how would JMB be criticizing the government for corruption?
No, he earned it. He earned it.
Oh, hold on, let the woman fit in now. Let she
he earned it.
How did he earn it?
Kev, hold on.
He makes a statement. What's wrong with you?
Kev, let you
finish. If you're a state man, you can just get money. I'm a state woman. You're picking me some money.
You're not a state woman. You work in government. You
pay
taxes to the pay taxes.
Guys, hold on. Dr. Richardson, don't address Kev. Just make your point.
No,
because we just do our intro.
Okay, let me do my intro. Yeah. I'm a little bit alarmed and surprised about the news that we are hearing that JMB received $75,000 from the government for, I guess, Kev can elaborate on for what. So for the duration of this show, I'd like to know more because I don't know why the government that is saying every time yesterday we're talking about funds missing in this government, we're asking for 5K, 7K,
5 million, 7 million,
7 million, 7.5 million, road fund, all these different type of monies. And then we can't sit down here to say that 75K were taken and given to the VP. So I want to hear more. I want to listen. I want to hear more. I'm here for more.
You want more?
Thank you very much. So let me bring in some Tumani George. Tumani, you were making some points. Let's start with this. Let's start because you know what? When Kev speak, is the government of Liberia. So we can brush this off. For me, I know exactly what I'm about to say, but I want to hear you say, Tumani George. Kev said he was speaking the last time. The president told him. I don't know this time who's telling him. So we really got to dig into this more, and we really got to find out whether it is true that this government gave JMB 75,000. And if it is true, where's your proof?
Okay, yes, my take though. First of all, the former vice president served this country, and he, like I said, when they were discussing negotiating his retirement package, they should have included something about medical in that package, so forth. And if the Liberian government came up and gave 75,000, because I read from the presidential aide, Sekou Kolasco, and this is somebody who is to the if you check right now, maybe he's sitting by the president of Liberia watching the show. Yeah, very close with the president. If he comes to spew it out in the public, there's some semblance of truth. So what I expect the JMP office staff to do in the Unity Party should be very clear. Come to the Liberian people, say, look, Vice President received this XYZ from the government of Liberia, and I don't think people will really. I mean, it's also the rights of people who will have problem with it to question it, that others should be treated the same way. But again, the former vice president is a statesman, and he served his country. And the government gave such an amount to him to facilitate his travel to the U.S. for medical checkup. I don't think they should hide it. They should let play politics. They should come bold and tell Liberian people, so they should be transparent with it. Let the people know, because all we're seeing the last 24 hours, people throwing jobs on Facebook and making a mockery of the whole thing, And like I would say, Hotel Colasco, look, you sit where people respect the institution of the Liberian presidency. You shouldn't make, if anything, be bold and say, look, come up, on a podcast or let the Liberian government issue a statement on it. But you can't be throwing these kind of stuff. Thank God the president helping to lead the country. All this stuff. It's almost like a joke and a mockery of our presidency. You can't do that. If you want to say something, be blunt and say it publicly. And if the UP receives such a thing, come on and say, look, we receive this, and the VPs deserve it, and so what? But shouldn't let play politics away, and then people bring speculation and hope become a fun and a joke.
So, Tumane, let me ask you a question. I'm going to let's start the show, and let me ask you, Tumane George. Do you really want UP to even consider? Let me finish, Judge. Do you really want UP to even consider what Kev is saying, or what Colasco is saying?
They were not saying.
Let me finish, guys. Kev, can I finish?
It's true. They were not saying anything. Trust me, they know it's true. But CEO, I think we should move on. On it, it's true. Why we?
But can I finish, Kev, please?
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. So, Judge, I was with you. Let me finish this because I'm asking you a question. Do you if you really serious, you want UP to reply, because they are texting me right now and say that's nonsense. If CDC got an proof, if Kev Hassan has an proof, he said they should show it. Why do you think you're running against JMB, right? And you, the government, you say you give JMB 75,000, and JMB folks saying that's nonsense and that's a lie. Why can't you show the proof?
It's a good point. See what? It's a good point you're making too. It's a good point, because if the government want to be for the people to take them serious that they give JMB 75,000, they should come and say, yes, the voucher, yes, the check, yes, how it was done, and want to challenge it. Then they come and challenge it, because what they are doing now, excuse me, is that they are making things hard for themselves, that people are discrediting them, say you guys are not credible, because the problem too, don't forget to now, UP have issued statement condemning the government action and threatening that it wouldn't take a dime from the government. So they have said it already, and through the tag team and different medium of the.
You guys don't be naive.
But hold on,
You're really naive.
Let's be one at a time.
They have condemned the government for making such a statement. They have challenged them to prove it. So if Colasco then trying to stop them, then UP then it's like they will they put the presidency in danger, because people are going to attack the presidency.
But that's I will stay with you even more. Let me just push your second question, then we can bring in Kev, Peabody, and Dr. Richardson. Kev Hassan came on the show. This Kev Hassan, and said the president said to me, I'm quoting Kev Hassan. The president said They offer UPJMB money. He said, we'll receive the money, but you don't announce it. This is in Kev Hassan. And UP came out. He said the president said it. So if the president can say that, Seton and George, let's reason for a second. Then who cares if Kalasco or whoever says it? Because you know why? They are saying something that they cannot prove. And this become a habit for CDC. They went into the Senate when Dillon was running. They said Dillon took $20,000. Akaris Moses Gray came with a check. Dillon did this, Dillon did that. When we pushed them, but you show it to us, they couldn't prove it. And too many you were on the show. They ran against Dillon without proving a check. They ran against Dillon without proving a jack that they accused him of. And therefore, the people talked to Dillon. They trusted him and they flocked CDC. That similar road these guys are traveling. You are running against Joseph Imam Boaka, who's your number one target in this race. If you have something on Joseph Imam Boaka, why can't you show it? You will show it after the election, and you got to destroy Joseph Imam Boaka, because most likely he's going to come out with 50 plus one vote to take you out of office. So let's stop this thing. Let's move on.
No.
Let me end here. Let me end here.
Yeah, let me come in.
So, President, I think watching this show right now. Watch President, if your government give GMB $75,000, please either go through the Minister of Information of the Minister of Finance or your press secretary, issue a statement saying, look, we get this. But if it didn't happen and your staff and your aides are saying this, you are bringing the presidency to a very low, because people are going to attack our presidency, call it it's considered to be say they are lying and making it a mockery and a joke. So, President, if you did it, if you give the assistance to the former vice president, this is what they said before, and you should stop it.
And I agree with you, Tommy George. This is what they're saying, Dr. Richardson. They said the government took the money and ate it, and now they're lying to the president to give it to Joseph Boaka. But it can be true, it can be lie. It's on to them. Kevin, I'll hold you for last. Let me bring in Dr. Richardson and Peabody, because you will end on this story for us to move on. Dr. Richardson?
It's hard to determine what is the truth here. I mean, we're not seeing evidence on either side. We're not seeing a receipt where the government said that we give 75K, nor am I seeing an accepting letter from JMB. So, I mean, I'm speaking to both parties, at least, the We Are government can come out and show evidence that they give this money to JMB so that they can look credible. And then they can tell us, how is it the justification for giving this money? Where did it come from? Especially in light of us speaking about all of the monies that have been missing, how the government has engaged in different embezzlement of money. It's just not adding up to me. And then, secondly, on JMB side, if you're going to debunk receiving $75,000, debunk it, because you said that you are not going to receive any money from the government because of what happened the last time when you received money to go bury somebody. Everybody was talking about it and they were not being respectful of it. Secondly, I think if you're running against a government that you consider to be corrupt and then you're accepting money from the same old government that is corrupt, it's just not making sense at all to me. I mean, how can we say that how can you now accuse or criticize We Are government when you're accepting 75, when you allegedly accepting 75K from them? So it's very confusing to me. We need to explore more and understand more of what is happening. And maybe Kev has more evidence for us, or maybe somebody will come on the show and continue to debunk this allegation.
My man, you're feeling talking that move on. Yeah, they people say they ain't giving Kev any sense of happiness today. He must just live on his blue moon, because they do believe that if Kev and CDC government have any proof, it will be out there right now that they can show anything. They ain't giving him any sense of reason. And Kev, that's the message I have for you. That's a Peabody.
Look, good to see everybody. Good to see everybody. Let me say here that This rumors have been out
Like
there.
the people are coming up there tonight, right?
I will
Sorry
be
to
with you.
interrupt.
If you invite me, I gotta watch the game. I will.
Yeah, we will be there. So
The Eagle gotta win tonight. The Eagle have to.
that's a quote right there.
Yeah.
Somebody you coming?
You know?
Kev, you're your Uber. The guy that comes to the game, Kev. Kev, that people they hold two cheers. Too many George. The man hold two cheers. Oh Lord. Go ahead, man.
Look, let me say this here. This rumor been out there for a minute. You know, but I repeat. Firstly, my prayers and thoughts are with the vice president. Pray for full recovery. But let me say this, man. If you are helping somebody, this is very childish. As I said, this is an immature way of doing things. If you even help somebody, why would you even want to put it out there? I see people making their Facebook page 75K. I see people. What is that? What is that? I mean, this man is a statesman. He has served our country for 40 plus years. I mean, there's something that even should be in the budget that whenever he's sick, that special fund be allocated for the former VP. But even if you are doing an act of gratitude, everybody in the world knows that you get down to the aid, down to the Zogo that all know 75,000, the writing all over the page. I think this is if I was a VP or somebody advising the VP, I wouldn't take this. If this money is the noise behind it, and you still if you still take it, then it's not good. You see, because it's not meant for good. It was meant as a political revenue so that we get it, they can run with it and stuff like that. But I think it's shameful that this government would do that. I mean, I don't know if they did or not, but they say prove it. If you can't prove it, then I don't know why. But it's all over 75K, 75K. I think this is childish. Childish, grown people acting like kids. You know, you give somebody money and then you gossip about it all over the place. That is wrong. That is childish. That is immaturity. That is that's being ungrateful. You didn't want to do it. If you don't want to do it, then don't give it to me. Take it back and stop talking. Thank you.
Kev?
Folks can say all they want to say. Folks can make all the noise. Folks can be the Unity Party propagandists. That's fine. The bottom line is they help.
Bottom line, you got no proof to show on Spoon Talk that you get 75,000.
Yeah, but CEO,
the bottom line is,
bring
the proof. I want to have a good show. Bring the proof. Bring the proof. Bring the proof. You are a good friend, Cap.
Yeah, but as a friend. Yeah, but as a friend.
Why CDC hiding it?
As a friend, right? As a friend, right?
As a friend.
Yeah, as a friend, right? Let me give you this advice. When folks hitting the government, you give them chance to speak. Dr. Peabody say all he wants to say.
You interrupted me when I started.
No, he gave them chance. So why can't you give me chance? Because if you don't do it, you appear like a propagandist for Unity Party.
It's up to you to each his own. That's your business.
Give me chance. Let me say my own too. Like how you give.
But I want the proof, Kat. I don't want us to waste time, man. I want you to show me something.
You know the proof? You know the
What's
proof?
the proof? What's the proof?
The proof. You Stanton Waterspoon know that for fact. That's the proof.
I know why.
You know that. You know the 75K. You know.
You're lying. You're lying.
My brother.
What's the proof?
You Stanton Waterspoon know. So
what's the proof?
Let me tell you, the two person on this platform know you and Tomlin. You know that for fact. 100%. You're stubborn, man.
You can lie like somebody. You can lie like somebody I know from St. Louis. You can lie like a St. Louis man.
For fact. So you stop this thing, my man. You know. You don't do this, my man. So let me have a show. You know, what somebody want to say, you stop it. You know, so if you keep pushing me for the truth, then the truth will come on your feet, oh my brother.
But I want to see document. I want to see something. Every little thing, Samuel will send it to you. Samuel didn't say you this one, so that's a lie.
See, you know the truth. Don't do
Why
that.
don't you lie, Kev? Tomorrow is Sunday. Do you go
But
to church?
let
Do
me
you go to church?
let me continue. Let me
Or are you
continue.
a Muslim?
Let me
Because I'm
continue.
telling you, man, you
I'm
usually
an
do this thing.
interdenomination. I'm an
Yeah,
interdenomination.
yeah, but I agree. But Kev,
But
be serious for once. Stop
yeah,
lying, man.
but see you. Let me finish now. You asked me for a proof. I say you know. So let me
I
finish
don't
that.
know, though. I don't know.
You know the proof. But again, it's not the first time this president helped. Let JB talk about he a procedure in Georgia from the pacemaker. The president helped. It's a fact. They know. The procedure in Georgia, yes, like Richardson, maybe you don't know, but I'm telling you now, I'm giving you a free information. You don't have to pay for it. Yes, it's not the first time this president helped JMB. It's not the first time. But let me say this. Nobody on this platform will push me to bring up a certain private discussion because I will not do that. I will not come up with this because I'm telling you, if I come up with it, all hell will break loose. But I will not do it because it's private. But what we need to know is that I'm going to take my hat and salute my president for always there for the Liberian people. Whether you're a former a government official or you this, I take my hat off to my
Thank you.
president. This president, he will always be there. And folks out there, you would dispute it. Unity Party would dispute it. But let me tell you, there's a two Unity Party. There's a Unity Party that is the family to JMB. There's another unit party who are novice. They ain't know nothing. They're just there. They ain't know anything. They're there passing around. They're occupying space. They ain't know nothing. They're the ones saying those message. Oh, we're not doing anything. So we
Thank
know.
you, Kev.
We know. And
Thank you very much.
it's true. It's true. True. And you know it's true, my brother. You know it's true.
Thank you very much.
Once for all that, let Liberia people know it's true because JMB worked for the something years. It's a good thing that in the need.
All right, Kev, let's move on. We gotta
JMB,
move on, folks. Folks, let me say this: Dr. Richardson, Dr. Peabody, on behalf of Spoon Network, I will ask our audience to forgive Kev Hassan.
No, don't do that.
But you feel talking now.
Don't do that. No, CEO, don't do that. This is not Unity Party Network for you to be telling the people to forgive or bringing a story. No, don't do that. Since when?
I think you say that if views expressed here are your view.
Yeah, my view is my view. My view is my view.
Okay.
Right? It's my view. It's my view.
Dr. Richardson, let me do it.
Yeah, I cannot. My view is my view. It's not the Spoon view. Because you know what, Dr. Richardson, you are opposition. Yeah, your view will be opposition view. The rest of them, Dr.
So, but Kev, let's move on now. Let's move on. So, folks, we want to say, we want to say, Kev, let me move on. I beg you, Kev, I beg you, let me move on. We got to leave this thing. I want to say to our audience, maybe Dr. Richardson.
You don't want me to go far. You don't want me to. You don't want to draw rope and the road draw bush, right? Because if you draw bush, there will be something. So you still can leave it. So don't keep on asking me for approval. So I beg you. Because we start drawing rope, it will draw bush, my brother. So let's leave it. JMB, let's pray. Let's pray that when he get the right treatment, he be strong to come and contest. That should be our prayer. But we shouldn't be drawing bush, rope. Because we draw bush.
You don't even know what you're saying.
You know. You know.
I hope you didn't drink prior to the show. But I would say this to every one of us. Let's just pause for a minute and help me, to remember my brother Kev in prayer. Okay? The government will show nothing. The government has shown nothing. Okay? We would just leave it like that because the government didn't give any 75,000. This government don't even have money. The little they have, they're begging, they're keeping it from bombing, keeping it from Cape Man. The 11 billion went MIA. That's 75,000 they will have to give Bwaka. That's the question the folks are asking. You follow us
But how
yesterday.
you that show?
You
How
follow
you
up.
that show?
Okay,
Are
let
you,
me finish
so
now.
you saying that are you within
That's
the
a Richard
entourage
thing.
of the Unity Party?
That's a
Is
Richard
Senator
thing.
Wonderful is an entourage now? Is
That's
it with the Unity
that's a
Party?
Richard
How
thing.
you
That's
show? You talking with surety that you know that 75K. Tell us something, my brother. Tell us something that we don't know. Because you're talking with surety. How you know? Because
That's a
I'm
Richard
talking
thing.
with surety.
That's
So
a
how
Richard
will
thing.
you talk with surety? Tell me.
Okay, so can you be quiet a little bit for us to move
No,
on, please?
no, but tell me something I don't know right now.
Do you want me on the show or you want me off the show?
But man, I want you on the show, but tell us that if you're in the camp of the Unity Party, because you're talking
But
with that surety.
Party.
The man talking with that, I know it's not true. How will you say I know it's not
Yeah,
true?
yes, Stanton, what's up?
Yeah, the Bob voice is too sharp. Yeah, it gave me headache.
Okay, I'll leave it. But you're talking with surety now, my man. My man.
All right, so folks, after all the discussion for the last maybe 40 minutes, sorry to waste your dead time, but Kev just playing. They got nothing to show that they get JMB $75,000. If they do, they will show it. Trust me. They are running election. They want to win. If they get JMB faster, they will show it. So let's stop this thing. We got to move on. So, Santuman and George, what's next, my brother? Because today is a quiet Saturday, we're taking it easy. Let us talk about some serious issue. Something that we started yesterday. Everybody can just tell us. We'll share the link. Come and make your comment. Say what you want to say on the discussion as we move forward. I received information. Let's go back a little bit to the Prince Johnson and Jeremiah Kuhn. They are very stubborn. They will field a candidate in the election. All negotiations have failed. They met 3 times with the CDC leadership, including the president, and they are very adamant. They said they will have Jeremiah Kuhn in the race. So at the end of the day, we just going to sit and look, and this just not looking good for CDC. That Jeremiah Kuhn now going to just close Nimba up. If he wrong, Nimba would be subject to MDR, and MDR said they are not backing off. On top of the 7.5 they are asking for, they said now they need 2 to 3 ministries right now. They're asking the government, they're asking the president to reshuffle. You think reshuffle at this time will help President George Manawia? How terrible it is to see Jeremiah Kuhn in the race.
Well, first of all, reshuffle will not help right now. The president had to do all that last year, and with just 261 more days to go, and no one would take a position that they will hold for 9 months and don't know whether they will keep that position if the government is not re-elected. So right now, it's all about, like I said, today I talked to a staunch UP official. We had a long talk today, and we discussed about this thing too. The same question you asked. The issue is that during the president's first term, when he negotiated with the other parties, they should have kept the promises they made to people, because they feel to keep the promises. It's harder for them this time around, and so all the guys, MPP, MDR, and LPDP, they all want funds, money. It's all about money. Because Tyler knows that the president tried nominating the certain position, but the public outcry made the president to withdraw his name. So all the best for Tyler now is money. With PYJ, as I said earlier, PYJ, he really not too sure whether they will even really run. He'll be allowed to run when the time comes, because politics is so deceptive. Anything can happen. Somebody could take them to court and say, "Oh, we were suing for this one," and then keep him in court, and he may not run. So PYJ is all very concerned about his personal well-being. He's 70 years old. He knows very well that he don't have much long in politics. So it's all about what he will get. He got a very big university in Nimba. You want to focus on it. So Jeremiah Kuhn, the president, was clear and said, "Oh, man, please don't run. Because if you run, you hurt the president in Nimba. The show. You hurt the president chances in Nimba. So he wanted to run." But PYJ is insisting that Jeremiah Kun should run. Jeremiah Kun too now, if he should now look for his own future, political future, because running, you know what's out there. So no amount of job now they will take from the president we are now. The best they can do is to negotiate with the guys then the best way possible through financial inducement or so what they want to do. Because don't forget, Madam Salif, she gave Nima 36 jobs. President Weah have given Nimba County only 10 jobs. So all of that, all of this thing in mind, is tough negotiation with Nimba people. It's very tough for him. So they got to come out strong, better than what they are offering right now.
Well, what they are offering, Prince Johnson and Jeremiah will not accept it. They agree to pay the money, or they say they don't want it. They're arguing whether they should give them the position, the 2 to 3 minister proper position. They care less. One of the key things on the table that Jeremiah Kun shooting participate in the general election, president representing as a presidential candidate on MDR ticket. And Prince Johnson was very clear. He said, no, this is troubling. It is for the president. And the president said, if you run, chances of me losing this election have increased. Dr. Peabody, let me see
Peabody coming. We just said, right? One thing too now, Jeremiah Kun and Prince Johnson, they gotta be careful too now. They say because you don't do too much. Because if you don't forget now, they got players in the race, Cummings in the race, Bogart in the race, and they not just did two and not sitting down too. So they can make the inroads too, and they can affect their bargaining power too. So they gotta be careful because if you like demand too much, may come out to bite you, and then you may be the loser. So you gotta be careful too how they are making demands to Weah and his team.
No, it's not only that. We are hearing rumors that these guys then engaging in a serious meeting with Joseph Boakai. So it's not only that we're making these demands from President George Manneh Weah. It's not only that we would be, our party, MDR, would be on the ballot for the presidential election. They are also talking to JMB camp. I can confide into you. They had a serious discussion before JMB departure. Tomorrow, it's getting scary. If Prince Johnson cannot crack, if Prince Johnson cannot hold down and stand by and say, you know what, okay. And if he insists that he's doing right now, Dr. Peabody, this thing is not looking good for President George Manneh Weah. Without Nimba, the 100% backing of Nimba, can President George Manneh Weah win this election?
Absolutely no. I can tell you no. But let me say this. The whole thing boils down to trust. And that's what we're talking about here. You want to trust somebody. And when you trust them, you definitely can rely on you. But we're seeing the example here that it's hard to gain trust. Look at the alleged $75,000 that was given. We're not sure what it was given, but it's all out there. The whole world knows that it was given. How would somebody even be encouraged to say, hey, I want to get something? You promised these people. Somebody just laid out how many jobs were given to Nimba by President Salif, minus that, minus 10 from there, and see how many is left, So that's a whole vacuum. You promise these people, you assure them. In fact, they were one of the main key of you winning a race in Nimba. Nimba is a big place. Nimba, if you got Nimba, it's almost impossible for you to lose an election in Liberia. But you promised these people, you told them you would do certain things, and not at all. So they want to come out, they want to make sure they come out with big demands. They want to come out and make sure that they get it before. Catch, grab, and go. We're not trusting that again. It's like in America. If you don't pay your credit card on time and you go reapply, somebody getting 0% and you're getting a 27% interest on it. That's what we see here. You promise these people the last 5 years, you ignore them. You play deaf ear, not knowing that this time was coming. That's why I asked the question the other day. Is President, we are already running in 2023. If you know you were running, why you overlook some of these key pathways to your victory? These were pathways to his victory in 2017. You overlook these people, and then now You want to come back. How can you come back to me? Like somebody taking a $500 from me, you'd never pay. Then you come back after 6 months and telling me, oh, I'm going to borrow you money. How would that sound? And that's what we're saying. The issue here is trust. You can't continue to use 419 in certain area. Certain areas, you got to be key right there. That's the fact.
Dr. Rich is saying, this thing is just not looking good, folks. If you listen to us on the radio, it's just not looking good. No one can win an election in Liberia without winning Nimba County. Maybe somebody got to correct me, though. Malam Salif, second round, Prince Johnson came in. This thing, but Prince Johnson is so stubborn today. He's stubborn. He said no. He said, we'll give you your money you're asking for. We'll try to give you those positions you want. Prince Johnson said Jeremiah Coon have to be in the race. He said, we have told our folks, the people of Nimba, they want to see Jeremiah Coon in this race. And we cannot take that. If we take that back, they will kill us. They will run after us. So this is just not looking good for the president. As much as the president back, as much as President George Manna, we are back. These guys are saying no. Dr. Rich is saying this is getting a scary territory right now.
So there are some pros and cons about, Prince Johnson playing hardball with, this negotiation. The pros are, it is about time that somebody speak up for the Nibayans. Prince Johnson has been in leadership for many, many years. He has, been supported by the Nimba people. But I think that his support that he received from the Nimba people hasn't been equivalent for the advocacy that he could have done for the Nimba people. We saw that he was in the government for 5 years, this government for 5 years, going on 6 years. And, he's now saying we only got one ministerial position, which was at Post and Telecommunication. What happened? He could have argued early on. Tomlin just said the Nibayan people got 10 jobs. Then the president deceived Prince Johnson, and Prince Johnson brought into the president's deception. As smart as he is, why couldn't he have advocated more for the Nibayan people? That's my question. Okay, and the president himself, you can't come in the 11th hour and say, "Oh, I will offer you this job and I'll make this negotiation with you." You should have done that. The Nimba people are no longer going to just sit and wait for you when you're good and ready to give them a job. They are demanding Prince Johnson now. He and the Nibayans are demanding their needs. They are saying we are Liberians, we are smart, and we want to be included in this government. You can't just take all the government and give it to Southeasterner, all the jobs and give it to Southeasterners. And that's what the Nibayan people are calling for. On the other hand, my concern about this hardball that Prince Johnson is playing is I think he needs to get some clarity. He and Coon have to get some clarity regarding the sanction issues. I'm very concerned about that. I don't think it affects Coon that much because, again, we need to get clear because the sanction issue said that if you're doing business with anybody who's sanctioned. So as long as he gets some clarity, I think he can move forward with being a presidential candidate or with even associating with Prince Johnson. I just would get some clarity for his sake. I didn't hear you.
Who needs to get clarity?
Coon needs to get clarity.
Why?
Because the last time I read the sanction report, it says that if you are associating with doing business transaction, any kind of business with anybody who's sanctioned, you are likely to be questioned yourself. You are likely to be.
But they are of the same political party.
The sanction didn't have any disclaimer that says even if you're.
But the sanction said Liberia has their own constitution. With the men on OK, everyone were very clear. They work at the capital together. They're from the same party. They're from the same county. The sanction said don't talk to Prince Johnson.
The sanction says Liberian Liberia is a sovereign nation. They have the ability to elect their own people, but it doesn't say. It talked about transacting business. If you're gonna be a leader, you cannot transact business with the United States and anybody involved in
Okay.
the
Thank you.
United States politics. That's what it says. And that's why I said Kuhn needs to be careful. And anybody who's running for office and you're on ascension, you need to be careful because maybe you are representing the people
Thank
of,
you.
well, yeah, I just want to finish up. Maybe you're representing the people of Nimba County, but when it comes to transacting business with people in the outside world, the United States have the right to question you. That's what I meant.
Kev, let me bring you in. You heard enough. Make your case, Kev.
Yeah. Uh, uh, Kuhn and what Jeremiah Kuhn is doing, it's not in the wrong. The right CEO, they're in the same political party. There's not no such thing as doing business or blah blah blah. America do they get their own law, but I don't think what Jeremiah Kuhn is doing and what Prince Johnson is doing with Jeremiah Kuhn is anything wrong with that. Nah, it's not. It's not what uh, we are a sovereign nation. That political party was inexistent before the before the sanction. So you can't say the sanction how they should. Everybody should run away from each other. Then why can't we just take our national anthem, change it, and say hail whoever you want to hail? No, we're not doing that. We're not going to give our country to that. So that's not the issue. But let me say this. I uh, it's okay for a political party to want to, and I repeat, it's okay for a political party to want to ask for some of the members to be included into government. Is okay, but I think from the standpoint of from us on this platform, I think we should be talking what's in there for the Bandian, not just position. What about the schools, the roads, the healthcare? That's what we need to be talking about. I think that should be the discussion. Not what saying, oh, you need to get position, you need to get position, you need to get. I don't think that should be. Collaborating with a party should base on ideology. It should base on ideology. It should base on what's in there for the people of Nimba. So let's say this now. Some of the project, the roads and other things that the president doing in Nimba, I think we should be talking about that. And then leave that and go to one guy to say, hey, I want Tommy George to be minister. Tommy George be minister for Tommy George. But what about what the people of Nimba? What's in there for the people of Nimba? We should be talking about that. We should be talking about let's push on other things. They say okay, like I'm giving the example of the roads. Let's see how Nimba roads. I remember sometime last year. The president went to Nimba. He was on stage with Prince Johnson, and Prince Johnson praised the president of the roads and other things. You get a tip. He praised this president of what the president doing for the people of Nimba. Prince Johnson himself, sometime last year, 2022, the tips are there. He praised this president. So I think what Prince Johnson talking that he wants this position or that, it's up to the Prince Johnson party. I'm not going to go into that. It's up to them. I think in this platform, I think we should be talking about the Nimbadians, the roads, the healthcare, and so other things, education. So if we talk about position, then I think maybe a kind of political. I want somebody to argue me and tell me I'm wrong for saying let's discuss about the Nevadians themselves. I think we should be discussing that. Now, oh, you promised me a bicycle. You don't give me bicycle, so why you want me to support you now? Let's look at what the president doing in Nimba. That's what we need to be looking at. For me, I think so.
Let me ask you a question before we break. Now, I'll ask Timon and Josh. Thank you, Kev. 20. Is it a fair question to say that, well, the president made 294 promises, but he kept only 8%, maybe less? Is it a fair question that this president, President George Mane Opon Bakugbe Wia, promised the Liberian people, I will do X, Y, and Z. And I just asked James to post it up, promised the Liberian people, but he didn't. All these years, he didn't live up to those promises. Then kept saying we shouldn't say it. Is it fair to say that the Liberian people must know whether this president lived up to his promises or whether his promises were just empty, vain?
Yeah, I think yesterday the president was speaking when he gave jackets out to the fishermen in West Point. He said, I mean, he went out of the opposition. He said they're expecting to get a lot of stuff done in less than 5 years. He said it wasn't fair. I don't think, in other words, it wasn't fair to him to have all these things done. But you see, politics, when you on a campaign trail, you make a lot of promises. You see, like Joe Biden made promises, but he had kept most of the promises he made already. Though he appointed the first black justice, and he promised the student loan debt in court now. But he's doing a lot of stuff that he promised. So the president's main thing was about taking people out of poverty, taking Liberia out of poverty. So the question is whether he has kept that promise. How much Liberia have been taken out of poverty? And he said Liberians would not be spectators in their own economy. How many Liberians can show that Liberians became they are perhaps millionaire or they have businesses that are employing Liberians? How many today? All of this data will be on the scale. But with all the promises, that's the barometer that people are using. There are promises they made in policies and in other campaign trail speeches, and so they have been tracking him. They've been tracking his promises he made, and with all that amount, from what I saw when the report that came out last week, only 8% of the promises, 24 of the items that they said they're going to do, they have accomplished.
Can somebody, because I changed my phone, can somebody send me those promises? Let's put them up.
And 91 of his is president ongoing and so forth. So maybe I'm sure that the reasons when you ask the administration, they said COVID affected most of the promises they made. COVID came in and affected it, but at least we want to see the major ones that was made that affecting Liberian people's lives. What are the Liberian people?
But let me hold you there, Judge. The president said yesterday, and it's true, that the Liberian people shouldn't, say, well, he should do all and live. But listen, nobody forced you. You knew you were to serve for only 6 years, Dr. Peabody. You didn't say, I'm making these promises that if you guys re-elect me, it's an ongoing promises. You didn't say, let's do this thing because guess what? Y'all will give me 12 years. He made these promises in the time frame of 6 years that he would do X, Y, and Z. But here we are. The president said, no, my time is not enough. Give me another 6 years. To do what? You didn't even do 50% of what you first promised. You didn't even do 40%. You didn't do 30%. But you are here saying, give me another 6 years to finish up. Should the Liberian people believe him, Dr. Peabody?
Seal, on a fair note, I will say here, not everything he would have done. But I think it's no government you expect to do everything. But the basic ones that he should have tackled, he did not. So because of those one that that you could do, you didn't do it, you failed. The basic one that he should have done, ensuring, that put a hold on corruption, ensuring that Liberians are not spectator in their own country. I mean, basic thing, fighting corruption, those things were not even done. Healthcare, those things, basic ones were not even done. So I didn't expect him to do everything. No government have been able to accomplish 100% of the basic plan. But the thing is, the numbers for this government is just too low for the PA, what do you call it? PAPD,
PAPD.
PAPD, poverty for something, prosperity for development, all of that. The basic ones was not even done. So for that reason, we see a failure here. I didn't expect him to do 100%, but even if he had done 30% or even 40% of what he promised, it would have been great. But we see here that the number is low. The basic one that he should have done, that would just bring, when Sadi came to power, let's say that Liberia was a complete failed state. She didn't do 100%. But the basic thing that she tackled, the building our integrity institution and all of that will promote good governance and things. She tackled all those things. And from there, can you imagine from war or failed nation, see what Liberia bounced to? But this, it just came back and carried all the way back. Just
But my thing is that, and I'm waiting for James to put this thing up. Dr. Peabody, summary of performance against 292 promises made in 5 years, 2018 to 2022, by His Excellency, Dr. Ambassador George Manawia. Listen, Pillar 1, power to the people. Under this pillar, education and training. He completed 2, ongoing 10. 24 has not started. President William made 36 promises. 36 in education. For 5 years, only 2. Only 2 the president completed. How can he defend this? If we talk about education, how?
How would somebody even be?
What are the 2?
Hold on, guys. Hold on 1 minute.
What are
Hold
the
on 1
2
minute,
completed?
Kev,
Let
hold
me
on
tell you
1
what
minute.
it is.
You taking long to put it around.
No, stop. Kev, can you stop interrupting the show, please? Dr. Peabody, hold on. I'm asking Dr. Richardson. We'll come to you guys, Kev. We should stop interrupting. So, Dr. Richardson, my issue here is that education and training, 36 promises you made. All of 36, only 2. You completed 2. 34 you didn't touch. Or you just put blind eyes. Or you just came and say, you know what? Ongoing. And the one that you call ongoing, only 10. But you have the rest of them, 24 of them, that your first term you didn't even touch. It's up there, folks. The reports are out, Dr. Peabody. How can President George Manawia address this issue of the Liberian people? Then yesterday, he said, but they didn't expect me to do all in my first term. You didn't say it like that, Mr. President. Now you're trying to backtrack. So finish up, Dr. Peabody. Let's go to Dr. Richardson and Kev. Dr. Peabody, finish up real quick, please.
As I was saying, the basic thing they did not do, the integrity institution that was established, they all went backwards. We see that you left the education system, you left primary education, basic education, you want to give it to the University of Liberia, and you have kids who you should start from what? The primary, the kindergarten level and stuff like that, all the way up, but you left all of that out there. We see Liberians we see more foreigners are employed in Liberia now than even in President Saleh government. You have more foreigners, you have more Ghanaian contracts, being awarded to Lebanese. They control major road construction and stuff like that. We see major corruption in our country. So it's like the basic one that I expected this government to tackle, they did not. They left it. So for that reason, you got 292. Nobody expected you to accomplish that, but at least put something out there that Liberian can say, yes, we were able to, the president was able to do this. But it's like basically things have just been winding down. That's what I see. Thank you.
Dr. Richardson?
So under Pillar 1, where the president said that he was going to give power to the people, he is measured by the way that he addressed education matters concerning to the Liberian people. You know that when you educate a nation, you give them power. You give them power to make choices. And you know that the first thing that he completed, the two things he completed was to pay Wyatt fee. You know, that is simple, very simple. All you had to do was probably call your body to it and say, just pay the student Wyatt fee. He didn't require no kind of brainstorming or anything. The second thing they said that he did was to review and reform the school curriculum to address 21st century development and labor needs. That's it. He probably called his Minister of Education, said, y'all go and review all of the curriculum and let me sure that this thing addressing the needs of our students and correlate to students in the 21st century. But the other things then, like provide free tuition for students, he said he was going to do. He never did it. Something so crucial that could have benefited the people that he speaks for from Nukutan. Okay, providing free tuition for the children. That $11 million that we're talking about, it could have paid the children tuition. He also talked about enrolling the teachers for teachers training. That was never done. That's some of the promises that he made that's never done. I'm reading the whole report here. He said he was going to double his effort and resources to reinforce and implement the current national compulsory free education policy and act. That was never reviewed. Okay, so Kev, I can go down the line and tell you exactly what he did and didn't do. He said he was going to revitalize and upgrade teaching.
Please don't call Kev name. Let's just, you call his name will interrupt you.
That's correct. He said that he was going to revitalize and upgrade the learning facility and program for the TVET Institute. Never happened. The TVET Institute, we are just hearing about TVET Institute in the last year or so. So there's numerous things that relate to powering the people, giving the people power, empowering the people, that he never did, and failing to meet the needs of his pillar 1 of the pro-poor agenda. And he failed the other parts of the agenda. He got the opportunity to express it, to talk about it. We will definitely talk about it. But yes, he did not complete his promises made to the Liberian people. And the thing about running for presidency, you have to know your country, and you have to know the problems that exist in your country, and you have to know your capability. You can't just be talking, and making promises in order to get elected, and then when you get elected and say, oh, I didn't know I had all the problems. The people expect me to solve all the problems in 5 years. So this is what the president is saying. He's saying that, oh, I didn't know I had all the problems. You didn't know, but you took the job, so the buck stopped with you. So you failed to meet your promises to the Liberian people.
Thank you. Kev, you got your turn, man.
My sister, Dr. Richardson, yes, I will call your name. I thought when all your time you went to Liberia, you will learn and understand. But if you actually allow the opposition mentality to just cloud your judgment, it will continue to cloud your judgment till 2029. Free public education that benefit 10,000 Liberian every year with public college education. Let me tell you, Dr. Richardson, one of your producer on Spoon, and you were on the show, we were trying to raise funds and say, hey, we want to pay your school fee. He said, no, he said, no, I'm paying school fee on your own Spoon network. And then you're telling the Liberian people and deceiving the Liberian people, You should be more holy than this, man. Who can do this to our Liberian people? Politics will go and go. Can't do that. Your own producer on Spoon were raising funds for his school. He said, "No, I'm paying school fee." And then you say the president president doing nothing. That's a shame. That's a damn shame. Free WAEC, over 40,000 a year. Over 40,000. Teachers them part-time. Put them as on regular payroll. Bring them to the system. All that. You were in Liberia last week. You asked all those questions. I could have sent you to the Ministry of Education. You will get the education. But we should start playing politics on that. You talk about TVET. TVET from 6 countries, the president extended to the 15 countries. But you know, when you blind by politics, you don't see. You don't see. Politics played. But politics of deception is a sin. Because there's somebody child out there that you're misleading. What this president has done in 5 years, this month make the president 5 years. Compare it to the 12 years. Compare it. Compare it. In the same country that you're talking about no health care, no this, but that the same country that our statement was taking a week, that everybody prays that he bouncing back. Thank God to the health care. Thank God he's strong. He was in the hospital for a week. In the same country you're talking about, how can people speak on the both sides of their mouths? The same country you're talking about, oh, no health care. But a statement was sick and got treated in the same country. And through the instrumentality of this president to make healthcare better, you can take it to the bank. If you want anything you want to do with it, you can do with it. So when you look at the pillows, you look at things, you will see a lot of achievements. But if you draw your own pillow and get it to your own and make it your own, we're not responsible for that. We're not responsible for people misinformation. We're not responsible for that. But you know what we're responsible for? We're responsible for telling the people the truth. Because if somebody on Spoon Network can come out and say, I'm paying school fee, so I need that money. I will say, oh, okay, so we'll give it to you so you can do other things. And you were on the show. And you're not speaking about it. And again, I will keep saying this thing. I give you free offer, Dr. Richardson. You can go down in Liberia and get all your information you want to. If you're interested in the Liberian people, you will come here and tell Liberian people, I went to the Ministry of Education, this is what I got. I went to health, this is what I got. I went to this is what I got. But you refuse to do the offer I gave you, then tells me that you don't have the credibility to speak on that because you refuse. You refuse to go out, but you want to buy in. Oh, pillow, they only do 2. Where are you taking your percentage from? Because it's a percentage that you're made on your own and putting it there. Yeah, this, so that. You come on the 11th of October. I remind folks, the Liberian people are smarter than what you guys showing. Because when you say no free education, then the guy who working for Spoon,
okay, please allow me to respond to
the guy who working for Spoon is sitting there.
Yeah, you've been talking for a long time. I didn't know you had monopoly on the
yeah, because
moderator, please allow me to respond to him, because if we let him go, he'll just continue to speak
the
all day
individual.
long. And
I want one producer.
But can not tell them one thing? But how the producer asked for tuition.
I know it hard, right? It hard. No, I know it's difficult. I know it hard because I debunk your lies. So it hard for you. Yeah.
Please allow me.
So, Dr. Richardson, can you speak?
Yes, and
I know it's difficult. No, Dr. Richardson, I know it's difficult for you.
Dr. Richardson, let you speak.
Thank you.
Let she speak.
Yeah, let you speak. Please.
Okay, let's get our sister a chance.
Yeah. So, I want to start off by saying that, Kev, you are a true manifestation of the problems that we have right now in our government. Okay, you look at isolated cases, you react to just issue instead of looking at the problems that we have in our government that will impact the entire 5 million people in our government. All you do is you come here, you talk about one isolated incident. I didn't come up with this report, okay? It was a watch group, a group that studies government, that came up with this report and marked every single time that your president made a promise to the Liberian people and didn't fulfill his promise. But what you do, you personalize it instead of looking for the 5 million people that are in Liberia and come and talk tabata here on the show. Okay, this I just gave a few examples. Your president gave a speech, the State of a Nation, January 29, 2019. He said he promised the Liberian people that he was going to provide free tuition for students in all public universities. Today, that is still ongoing. He never did that. Okay, he didn't take his time to engage in the act that needed to be ratified, to encourage, he didn't lobby the legislators to pass this act. Instead, what he did, he was more interested in going to wine and dine in a foreign country for 49 days. That is the fact. And you don't want to listen to it because you know why? You're so far up in worshiping this president that you're refusing to look at an objective analysis of the promises that he made to the Liberian people. Your president, I will go on again. Your president said he was going to prioritize early learning and adult literacy program in preschool and local community. He said that, and he never fulfilled that promise. He didn't come through with that promise for the Liberian people. Let's go to more things that he said specifically here. He said he was going to construct a vocational school in Fishtown, River G. That not even started yet. He didn't fulfill that promise. He also said he was going to upgrade all public schools in Riverside County. He went and allowed to the people just to get food. That never happened. Now, let's go a little bit on health and sanitation. Another promise that he made in the PAPD. He completed 2, according to this documentation that I have. He renovated the John F. Kennedy Memorial Hospital, according to this report from the opposition. We got that. He renovated. That's what they said. They gave him credit for that. He constructed the 14 military hospital. They gave him credit for that.
So you reported from the opposition? Your report from the opposition? Oh, wow.
I told you.
From the opposition.
I know you want it.
No, I don't remember. You said you're according to the report from the opposition, so I see what it is.
You spoke for hours. We are talking about
the give the lady chance to speak.
We are talking about the promises that your government made.
For the opposition.
We are talking about the promises that your government made.
Can I comment?
I think Dr. Richardson, that you use it.
Dr. Richardson, can I come in and say something? This report, it was extracted from the CDC manifesto of 2017.
Correct.
It's not opposition.
Thank you.
These were the promises made, And if you look at the document, the PAPD document, you come to understand that 34. Well, also, Kev, I will speak. I beg you,
How
do
you
not
get it?
interrupt. Do not interrupt me, please. You will have your time. You need to stop, please. That's why when
I
we
mean,
don't
you
understand each
interrupted
other.
me.
Yeah, but Kev, slow down.
I
Man,
will only be.
Kev, one battle before the show is enough, not 5. I begging you.
No,
Just
CEO.
slow down.
No, CEO.
No, Kev, no, Kev. Let me
Why
finish.
you
You're
always
tall.
interrupt me?
Yeah, Kev, you're tall. I beg you, but please.
You interrupt me. Say, give
So
what chance.
let's just tell our folks these documents came up from the PAPD manifesto, which you all know, and we will share on our page the one I say
That's not true.
the economy.
That's your document. That
Kev,
CEO.
Kev, if you continue to interrupt us, then we'll put you in the bag because I mean you do not want to give us chance.
And
I
the
beg
name of
you,
this
Kev.
organization
You
is
will have
Nimba.
your time to speak. Yeah,
Haymot.
you will have your time to speak.
Yeah,
Kev,
it's
please.
fine. Yeah.
But
If
then
you
stop
interrupt me, I'm talking
interrupting.
back then.
Yeah, stop interrupting, please. We are all grown folks here.
But
Let's stop
so
acting
I
like
should be
children.
interrupted.
Yes, because
So-
you're interrupting.
so
Pause
let-
for a minute. We'll come to you. Dr. Richardson, let me just make this clear, begging you, because it's important. So if you go over the PAPD, governance and transparency, sustaining the peace, power to the people, the economy and job. These were the document that folks went into. President George Bush, we are promised May. And when he was traveling, during the campaign process, Dr. Peabody, those promises he made. And most of all, when he said you will not be spectator in your own home. Everybody know that. The inaugural address. You found out the president again, President Weah, failed to live up to those promises. We're going to share the document because it is important for us to be fair and balanced. We will share the document for folks to read the document and go through it. 292 promises. And I think the Liberian people should question, should ask the president, the government, why these promises were ignored. Why the president didn't live up to his promises. Let's read the document. Let's read the document. It's there, it's in it. Go back to the PAPD. It's in it. We shouldn't just sit there and just talk Vlad.
That's misleading.
Kev, you will not interrupt us, Kev. I respect you, but you will not do this. I know sometimes it's hard, but you will wait for your time. You will wait for your time, Kev. You will wait for your time to speak.
Yeah,
when you have your time, Kev, you will wait for your time to speak. When you have your time, you will speak. Kev, you will not do this, please. You know, sometimes if Kev behave like this, we gotta mute him. But I will say to you, though,
you beat me all the time.
We'll meet you all. We'll do it again and again because
you
don't want to wait. So the issue here is that the Liberian people, folks that listen to us, I want you to go on the Spoon page. I've asked James to share it on our page. It's out there. Go through it line by line. Go through it line by line. I want you to understand. Go through it line by line and compare this document to the PAPD. Something this government promised the people. Compare it to the PAPD. The economy and jobs. Where are the jobs? Have they created any? How many jobs have they lost? Where are the factories? Where are all the companies? Where are they? We can go down the line, my folks. When last have you seen President George Bush? We are going to cut the ribbon. When last? Where? Too many, have you seen them? Maybe I'm making a mistake. that yeah, we have created this company, have came new company. Maybe at the time when we're picking it in Ghana, where you guys know, Chico factory was right there, biscuit factory was right there before the coup, right to chicken soup factory junction. We had the chicken soup factory. We had all these different factories. I said, I came on Madam Salif. The Western cluster we beat you on today. We all negotiated on Madam Salif. So if we're talking about job, I'm begging you, Liberian people, let's ask the question, a fair question. In America, the president will go ahead and cut the ribbon to open new factories. The president will go ahead and cut it. The president will say, yes, we are creating jobs. Every month, the job report will come out. Every month, yeah, in America. Some days it's good, some days it's bad. Have you seen this president cutting the ribbon? Where are the jobs report? Yeah, you're right, my sister. Biscuit factory right to Ghana's way opposite. At the time we used to call it MTA, now it's NTA. I mean, these are real talk. Don't just give us Vlad. Let's see it. It's in your PAPD. But you know what? We come on the show and just talk Tabata. Because we have nothing to show in Liberia that will be returning to some of us. If we do, we will fight for the Liberian people. So tomorrow, please come in, my brother, Dr. Peabody, and we'll go to Kev Hassan and back to Dr. Richardson.
You know, starting today when I was talking to someone, what we have seen over the last 12 years or so, more and more, we have seen some of our friends become multimillionaires at the expense of Liberian people. And today, some of them sit quietly and they are supporting political parties from a distance in the corner. And I was telling a renowned Liberian counselor yesterday, I said, I look forward to that day where maybe one of you could be the Attorney General of our country. And we'll go after all these guys who betray the public trust. Look, you won't believe it, though. Liberia got more than 20 million years in the last 12 years plus. From Ellen time to President Weah time, we have just millionaires have risen to the point where they're sitting quietly. And these guys, because of lack of audit, that's why it will be very hard for anyone who have the mind that they will recoup all the stolen wealth of our nation from these people. They will block them. Because the Liberian people know very well that these guys know that if certain people get into that position, they will go after them. They'll go after them. They will audit these institutions that some of them held and became millionaires overnight. That's why, you know, when we talk about health, like for instance, Kev talked about the health facility in Liberia. That ERW, that private place, Kev, that Liberian government own that institution there. If they say the VP, if the government should equip JFK, equip Redemption Hospital, so that when somebody go there and they come from there, yeah, we say yes. But ERW, that private place, brother. I want to see JFK. What we got? One of the best doctors in Africa at JFK. One of the best doctors in Africa are there. That place should be equipped fully so that people can go and do their medical checkup there, get any emergency and take care of it. As I said, back in the days, JFK was a referral hospital in West Africa. People travel from other countries to come and take operation at JFK. You know, but today, our country, we cannot see the amount of jobs that have been created over time. That's why when I watch this guy in Kenya, Ruto, every week I put him I go on Facebook, that guy caught you on ribbon to one factory. Dedicated a factory for creating jobs. That guy called Ruto in Kenya. He go Kagame. These guys, see what you want to say about these guys, but these guys are making the country so good. But when you look at our national budget, See the amount of money we got there for just for people's salaries and things. And see the people, the majority of the Liberian people are living in sustained and abject poverty. That's why when you on this campaign show this year, the question will be, they will ask the question, John Brown, 5 years ago, what were you doing? You were selling slippers. 5 years later, what are you doing? He said, out of business, we don't get no business. And I remember I was in Liberia last night in Liberia, April, when I just remember you sent me to go around. When I was going around the market, when you ask a market person, say, election is held today, who you vote for? When I tell you, say, I can't tell you my vote, that's trouble for that, then the ruling party should be worried. Because prior to that, they will say, I'll vote for George Weah. But now, when you ask the people in the market, they say, I can't tell you my vote. First, they were afraid. They know whether I was the government person. I 1 year from them, so they say, I can't tell you my vote. And as I went around with Emmanuel them, people were hiding that they said they can't talk. I want to say, I will talk. I don't care. Say, my son, I bring all my goods from the farm, we bring it here, we can't sell it. They can't, nobody buy it, nobody get money. I don't want to say, we gotta go to Guinea for goods. Tell me. I said, but why you can't grow the thing in Liberia and you plant it? They say, and you sell it. They say, my son, grow it, the road, no road to bring it on. No where to store our goods then. It was poor. So you see, and these are the people that control the whole economy. In a sense that they're the ones who are the bread and butter issues. They're the ones that take care of it. But building hospital is good. Fixing small roads in the cities, they are a good thing. But the bread and butter issues, the people that are living, how they living in Liberia, how they making it. You and I know there are people who will send requests to you for help every day. For instance, the man tell me to reach the center for help. I can say, my man, I get tired. Because I know, my man, as a CEO, we need it, want help, they come with different stuff. And I can say, I think he got too much right now going right now. Peabody, yeah. People can be breaching. So now he showed me a message then. People just asking, my man, we need school fee, we need this, that. And these are people who, they tell you, 5 years ago, we will make it, but no jobs, my man, no jobs. And then some of our friends, they are just enriching themselves at the expense of Liberian people. And like you said yesterday, people who were nobody yesterday, they can't tell me that the job they got that made them become millionaires today. And like thank you, Dada, for helping me yesterday. Somebody, Talon Kongolo said he will do what they call a lifestyle audit. Like for instance, Tomani George, when you took office, you say you declare as you say you have 1,000 in the bank, you have one house, and you have one car. But today I see you driving an $8,000 car. I see you having wedding I see you in this place, that place, living large. I want to do a performance audit, a lifestyle audit to see where you are keeping all this wealth.
Money, I beg you. So a minister right now, proper because we're moving real quick. How much you think a minister make right now?
I think they make between not more than $6,000-7,000. I'm sure.
If you do $6,000, Liberians just hear us out. If you do $6,000, 6 times 12 is what? 72.
Yeah.
Right? That's 72,000 right there.
Yeah.
But in less than 2 years, we are not taking taxes out though. We give you the whole 72,000. But in less than a year, you get 3, 4, 5 mansions you built. You got tons of cars. Then you want us to believe that your paycheck allow you to build those homes. So, yeah, somebody said 3,005. Another person said we just give them 6 to balance this argument out. No job creation. You go around, you travel in other country. You come back home. Your country is in darkness. Your country is poor. You put in your PAPD, the economy and job. That won't get dust on it. It's just sitting. It's shameful, folks. Say what you want to say. It is shameful.
So let me interrupt you, Senator. So look, there's a cabinet minister that I know. She we all were part of the CDC. We all know. She came last year to bury her brother, I think, to bury a relative here. That lady spent over $25,000 on that weekend. And I asked myself, and somebody, I said, look at that. I mean, you can't tell me where you get that money from. But then you hear say look at it, for instance, the $16 billion map up exercise, the $25 map up, $16 billion issue, $11 billion. And when you talk about these things, I mean, look at LCC, all the others are there. But they did nobody coming out of nothing with it. Then the Liberian people forget about it. And when I see our young boy like today, I saw they say the person doing disenchanted, people going to endorse and make comment. And the children, they have been using the children there because I thought when you in power, then the person become disenchanted because we in power and we feel that we don't even think about that. It's all the way around. And what they do, they pay these people to do these things, and the thing is always fun. But the Liberian people, I just thought if the people that are running for president, when on the campaign trail, they better talk to the people, talk to them, message resonate with the people, because tell the people you got to go after the people, tell them stop taking speech and making it from people. That time I pass.
So let me bring in Dr. Peabody because we got about 34 more minutes to go today. It's a beautiful Saturday, and you guys will be up there. So the Eagles playing today. Eagles playing against Giant. We'll be watching the game.
Yeah,
Dr. Peabody.
Game.
Yeah, Dr. Peabody, go ahead before we bring out Brother Kev Hassan.
CEO, I just want to join with what the Kimberly was saying and others have said. It is just sad. We have seen overnight wealth in that country. I mean, people that could work for the next 10 years, even for folks in the U.S., will not earn, making six figures, will not earn some of the money that folks working in a very poor government are earning now, what they are doing. Look, I got photos of some houses that people own in the U.S. that work for that government. I'm not going to put it out there. I won't. But when you see those things, you wonder what other people can think. What are the things that they will not be exposed or people will not know about it? We see that Liberians, people in the street selling armor. The whole basket full probably cost like $1 or 50 cents. They put down their head, walking in the middle of the road to do that for a living. Some are even parents with children. They got the baby on their back and they're walking that road in the middle of the traffic, selling a banana or selling egg or selling something. We have not been able to create jobs, opportunity. I'm not holding this government alone, previous government. We have not created an opportunity for Liberians. But what I would say is, this is the government that is considered the grassroots government. There the government will say, yay, my married children will have a lot more opportunity. But my married children now is leading, and they are treating their and Musu children as the grassroots children, even though they are the grassroots. Now they are the elites, and they are seeing the folks like they don't know them. There are a lot of money that come in. There are a lot of money that was used that this government could have used to really help some people, not everybody, but help fragment of the population that will go from there. Let's estimate how many thousands is spent on one trip on the president's private jet. Let's estimate that. How many thousands is spent for an hour for private jet? Check the hours and check the days. For the 8 days out of the country, let's estimate how much was spent. That money, sometimes I see other leaders will take private jet, commercial jet, ride the business class and get down. But estimate how many trips have been made out of Liberia and how much it costs on each trip on those private jets. My mirror son. My mirror son. We didn't see President Saleh ride a private jet ever chip out of the country. Sometimes people will send the plane for her. She didn't say her friend borrowed her plane to ride. Look at the thousands and millions of dollars that could have been saved. Prince Johnson said the other day that no investor come in the country. So you know why? You know why the money from Nimba, Bath, and other places had to go into the budget? Because you need money to pay the staff. Our revenue generation. Go back to it and see. Liberian basically rely on making a kobo shop while the foreigners enjoy our country. Major business in our country is controlled by foreigners. All the major business, the automobile, stationery, half of the budget goes to foreigners. And Liberia yet remain the cook in the restaurant. They remain the cleaners. They remain the security. Liberia remain the most stringent in their own country. From cook to cleaner to security, and you name it. That's why Liberians in their own country. You know, one time I went to Liberia, went to this place, and I saw some of the foreigners that went to Liberia and just made their way. They were on yacht. And you know what the Liberians were doing? They were cleaning the vegetables and calling them Missy. Oh, Missy, this, oh, Missy, I did this. Right in our own country. Some restaurant, they can't even fish Liberian food in our own country. Example was Boulevard Palace, where we stayed there all that time. All what there were burger, and grilled chicken and things. You didn't see cassava leaf. You didn't see potato grain. You didn't see nothing. But we come and pass and say, oh yeah. This day and age, if this grassroots government could not change the grassroots Liberian, who would change it? This grassroots that we all refer to my married son, that what kept say every day, my married child. If she could not bring up my married children this time, who will bring them up? Who you expect to bring? This is the government that you see more people are grassroots Liberian. If you can't bring them out now, they still remain stranger in Liberia. My married son got another my married son cooking for them, cleaning for them, security for them. You can't bring them up. Who will bring them up? We can make the look. I don't know, but President, we will have to make a real compelling case for 2022 to rather change to see Liberian come back. Again, it's in the hand. They control it. But this is the government I would expect. We see it all over the government. Displaced people. No marriage system. You just put people anywhere, whether they can do it or not. Not even on a meritorious basis. It's just based on you are either in the CDC or somebody know you or somebody's girlfriend and they place you. Sad for our country. Very sad. I stopped there.
Thank you very much, Dr. Peabody. Kev?
Let me say this from the bottom of my heart. I was speaking. Dr. Richardson interrupted me. CEO asked me gently to let her interrupt me. But when I was throwing into the back. Imagine, I want folks to get this. Imagine a George Manawia would do that with this platform that hit on this president almost every day. Imagine a George Manawia would come and say, you do this, I will do this. We talk about equality. We talk about freedom. You stop me and you say, Dr. Richardson to come. I say, yes, sir. She interrupt me. I want to say something. I will throw in. Imagine a George Manawia were having that attitude. But no, we will not have that attitude. because freedom of speech for every human being is very, very important. And that's what people like this month we celebrate Martin Luther King. That's what he's for. We have to treat people the way we want us to be treated. If I say yes, sir, if I do, I think I have that chance to speak also. We're going to 9 months. I fear nothing right now. I fear any action against me. The reason I say so, because we will not, I will not stand for any misleading information. In all those guys, everybody on this platform saw the picture that JMB took private jet where he was vice president. Tell me you saw it. Dr. Peabody, you saw it. Senator Waterspoon, you saw it. Dr. Richard, you saw it. And we have the audacity to act like only John Manu we have took private jets. Hey, man. Let me be punished to speak the truth. Because tomorrow history will judge me. Madam Sally and her son took private jets. And we all know that. So why we want to just put it on this government, knowing that the Unity Party want to come into private jets? And we're talking about people building houses. The last person that was talking that built houses, that everyone on this platform they were talking about is Samura Wodakoli. But my friend and brother Stanton Waterspoon is here. We sat in front of Samura Wodakoli. You know what he said? He challenged us to go to the bank to verify his loan. He challenged Stanton. He challenged me in front of Stanton and I in Liberia. He challenged us. He said, let's go. He said, I challenge you now. I will show you my document. Let's go to the bank. Samura Wodakoli did that. If we want to know the truth, we can just walk to the bank and ask and see the paper. But none than that, show me what minister, the education, the deputy minister, because how deputy minister Isaac do where he get mansion. It sounds sweet to be in the opposition here, but that's not a fact. You keep talking, oh, ministers and billion. What minister? When we enter Natal Maggie home, I tend to my guys. Tommy, you were there. I tend to your Dr. Peabody, you were there. Dr. Richard, you were there. I said, this is the home they're talking about. That is a mansion. That if you climb in the steps, say you have to wait for one person to come down. Small house. You went to that home, Dr. Richardson, and you know, and I asked you that question. I see you look at the home.
Kev, for the record, I sat outside.
Hey, stop it. Seriously.
Kev, calm down. She will not interrupt you. Man. Yes, Kev. I just sing that to her. You cannot scream at a married woman just because we are on the show.
We're on the show.
Don't do it.
No,
Kev, don't do it. That's your friend Abraham wife. You cannot tell us stop.
I don't have a friend on the show.
That I sat outside and you went inside. I don't know how many days you visited. I just waiting for my time. Okay.
I'm not talking to get your kids.
I didn't go inside. And that's what I'm going to yell at you that come back here like a child yesterday.
Let's go ahead.
And I was in the background pleading for you.
Dr. Richardson, you will speak.
But I
please.
see you don't like
Let me
everybody
finish.
tell me you take it too easy with Kev. You don't like for people to take it easy with you.
Dr. Richardson, Dr. Richardson, that's okay. That's
I
okay.
can trust you.
Dr. Richardson, that's okay.
Let's
give it.
I can
You will speak.
I can go raw on you.
All right, Dr. Richardson, you will speak, please. Let it be so. Kev, finish up. Let's just have some respect, please. Let's have some respect.
They give me my time so I can teach them bugger, yeah.
That's all right. That's okay. We're not going there. Let's go ahead.
What I'm saying is that when we enter our compound, I tend to my spoon guys. I say, my people, you look at this home. The home of Natal McGill. That people make noise. Oh, you see the home, we buy the home. We look at the house, I turn around and say, guys, is this house? And everybody on this platform agree with me and say, no, it's not the home they're talking about. But why? Why we have to feed our people the wrong information? I was curious to see the mansion that they talk about for $200,000 home in Liberia that Natal McGill was living. When I went there, I saw some kind of small home. You were there. I asked you this question. I turned around. I asked this question. I said, folks, guys, you see the home they're talking about? And you agree with me that what the people say is a lie.
Nobody agree with you. Stop lying.
Okay, you will not say it because integrity should be on the floor here now. So what I'm saying is that because some people represent the opposition side, I don't think we should take what the opposition taking out of the full pillow and put it up as a gospel truth. It's not a gospel truth there. If folks admitting it, oh, this from the opposition. So why can't we speak about the 12 years, the failed 12 years of JMB? Why can't we speak about NOCAL, FIB Bank? He squandered the opportunity. Why can't we speak? Why can't we speak about all this bogus deal that he was there? Why can't we speak of everything? And we should realize, Madam Ellen government was never on her own. The Unity Party government under JMB was never on her own. They had international help. They helped that government. They gave even the security. Liberia, that if under John Manuel we securing our own nation. And we can't talk that. Under George Manuel we securing our own nation. Madam Ellen, or 12 years, she never secured that nation on her own. Never. We had troops, 17 freaking thousand troops were there. We had everything. We had NGOs who were employing people. NGOs. When that government were employing them, it was NGO. And they asked the question, what the Unity Party under JMB left for us to ride on? You know what they left? They left a broke country. They left a country that the government under George Manuel cannot even pay the first month rent, because that's what I would say. To pay our people, our civil servant, they can't even pay. But under the brilliancy of our finance minister, through the vision of George Manuel, we were able to reach to this place from inflation from 30% to 7%.
Thank you, Cap. Thank you.
Don't focus on the opposition side.
I'd like to.
That's Richardson.
On the opposition people, and if we gonna go and put why the opposition extract for their own, for propaganda sake, and we as a platform carrying the opposition propaganda, shame on us too.
Thank you, Cap.
We should
Thank you, Kev.
we should be in the middle.
Thank you, Kev. Thank you very much. Salamatu, welcome to the show. It's good to have you.
Good evening, everybody. Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday, Salamatu. Dr. Richardson, you have your 30 seconds and we'll have to go to the
Actually,
next
I would
conversation.
like to speak for more than 30 seconds
Dr.
because
Richardson, you spoke already, but please, will you 30
you
seconds?
interrupted me when I was
Oh,
speaking.
if you give her 10 seconds, you have to give me two.
Kev, don't do this, please.
I was
Don't do this.
I'm going to give you a report.
Kev,
Hey,
Kev,
can I
you
give
got-
it?
interrupted by Kev, and I was
don't do
interrupted
this.
by you the last
Dr.
time.
Richardson, hold on
She
1 minute,
interrupted
please.
me, then you give her minutes
Hey,
again.
Kev, I
Kev.
was speaking.
She
and you
interrupted
Richardson,
me,
can
then
you
you
hold
give her minutes
Dr.
again.
Richardson, can you hold on 1 minute, please? Please. I beg you guys. This is not, we are not kids, man.
But she cannot interrupt me, then give her minutes again.
Kev, I'm moderating. I can give her 100 of hours.
Oh,
It's up to me. So please,
okay.
stop. Dr. Richardson, can you go ahead, please?
Yes. Again, I was speaking first and got interrupted. But Kev, now I see why people come on this show and speak about your comprehension problems. Now I see why Fagon was on the show yelling at you. Kev, come back here. Like a boy, like a child. And someone actually stood up for you. And I will go in the back and say that I feel bad about the way people spoke to you. But I see that you like to be spoken in a manner where people cannot be calm.
Dr. Richardson, don't go there. Let's let it go, please.
No, well, I mean,
no, Dr. Richardson, let's go back to the issue. Yes. Sometimes you go to the wise one to speak wisdom. Let's move on, please.
No, sometimes you need to go in
Dr.
the battle with the
Richardson,
wise one.
Dr. Richardson, let's go back on the issue, please. I beg you. Can we go back to this PAPD and the promises, 292 of them that were made by President George Manawea? All I heard my brother speaking to was our story, the same line that they carried from day one. They blame COVID. They went back and blamed Ebola. They blame Barack Obama. They blame Donald Trump. They blame the queen that lost her, that passed. And they blame everybody but themselves. Let's go back on the issue. Don't be distracted, Dr. Richardson.
I'm not distracted. I'm just telling you.
So let's for the sake of our audience, let's
And
just go back on the issue.
I want to be able to speak without being interrupted, which I think happens a lot of times. I'll go back to the issue, and I'm going to go back for our audience. The name of the group is Naymot, Naymote. You can go and find this information about the promises that the president made, the 200 plus promises that he made, and he didn't fulfill those promises. You can go to Naymot.com, which is where I'm getting the information from. But when you are in opposition, like the one that we have, or when you empower, or when you support the CDC government, like the one we have on this show, you can't see for the 5 million people in Liberia, you can't see their needs because you're so far up. I don't want to call the word. You're so far up the president's whatever that you cannot see for the Liberian people. And this is what we try to do here. This is what Naymot tried to do. Naymot tried to hold this government, and I'm sure they will do it for any other government, accountable to the Liberian people. I will go back to the promises. There's a few, and I will take each pillar that the PAPD mentioned. This pillar is under power to the people. And the government said that they made a promise to construct health center in Nimba County. We are now talking about $5 million that they owe the people of Bombing. And he promised to create a health center in Clay. Never even started, never even did that. In Nimba County, he promised to relocate and construct the GW hospital in Sanicola, Nimba. Never even started. That was another promise. He also promised to construct a hospital in Vonjema, Lufa County. Never did. So I'm going to move down also to gender equality, which is something that's very important. He said he was going to establish He was going to construct 7. I'm sorry. Let me just go back to. He said he was going to establish gender and social inclusion units in all government ministries. Gender and social inclusion units in all government ministry. Never even started that. Okay, something that would have been so important to have a gender and social inclusion ministry. He also said he was going to youth reorientation and empowerment. Construct 7 multi-million soccer stadiums across 7 counties. Everybody heard that other promise that he made that he was going to construct. This is the world best now. Saying, President, we are saying you're going to construct mini stadium around the country. It hasn't even started yet. We saw the fuss that we had on this radio station for the SKD stadium. How many times we fussed about that? This is the world best. Didn't even go around promoting your own soccer around the country. He also said that he was going to establish and operate in partnership with national and international enterprises a comprehensive integrated sports and academic academy. Academic sports academy. The president failed to do that. That tells us that the president don't even have friends around the world in their own field of soccer where he can call and bring to our country and say we'll establish a sport academy. He promised the people, Liberian people, he never even started that. He said you are going to construct a youth center in Wiala, Magibi. Where is it? President, where is it? You went and promised the people. That never happened. You say you're going to construct another youth center in Nimba County. Now we see why Prince Johnson is mad and asking for his $7.5 million. Because all of these promises that you made, clinic, health centers, sports centers, was never, ever, ever, ever materialized. Let's talk about the physically challenged and senior citizen. Another lie the president told the people. He said that he was going to ensure the provision of free medical services and recreation center for senior citizens beyond the age of 70 years old. Can you imagine that? People who have lived in the country, our grandparents, people who have paid their dues to Liberia. He said he was going to open a medical center and recreation center for those people, a daycare center where the elderly could go to. Never has happened. Hasn't even started. He was going to work in partnership with the private sector. I don't know what private sector because he never.
So can we just do a little bit today, and we can continue? That's what Richard's saying. What I'm saying is that it's a lot. It's 292. We can read them all. So that's why I kept only on the education, and gradually we can discuss them more in depth in the next few days or more days to come. So let's just strengthen one, and our folks will understand it better.
I'm staying with the facts, and I will conclude. Okay, under your infrastructure and development, everybody heard he was going to construct coastal highway. That's a big lie, Liberian people. And what I'm trying to show to you by going through all of these promises, is to stay with the substance. When Kev come here and tell you that this government, they built a football field in Monrovia that Dr. Richardson supposed to go see, or they built a home where Dr. Richardson was supposed to go see. He's talking about just a few Liberians. This is what happens when you have a reactionary president or leadership in government versus a proactive government that is expected to meet the needs of the millions of people in Liberia. They want to just take crumbs and give it to the Liberian people. Oh, we build homes. Homes for what? How the people paying the electricity? The government paying it? Oh, we build for people in Monrovia, Invisible Park. What is that going? How is that going to impact the lives of people when they finish playing the sport to go home and find food to eat or to find a job to go to? Don't come and sit on this show, Kev Hassan. In fact, you may want to speak like if I go on. Yes, open your eyes and look at your audience, the people that you can come to and lie to every day. Don't come and sit here and make all of these false promises and bring all these lies to the Liberian people. When you know very well there are government watch groups checking your government. It's not what I say. It's what is your government doing for the people of Liberia. It's very upsetting to come here every day to listen to you and knowing that I'm coming from Liberia and see that people are suffering every day in the country. If you only knew how Liberian people speak about you, Kev, and how some of us have to protect you when they're speaking about you. Because I know you as a human being. You won't be on this show talking nonsense all the time.
Thank you very much, Dr. Richardson. Salamatu, it's good to have you. Can you weigh in? Because we're about to wrap this thing up in 5 minutes.
Yeah, well, good afternoon once again. I came in on, of course, the part that we usually hear the current government saying, oh, the previous government didn't do nothing, they didn't do nothing. So if they didn't do nothing, one of the questions I have for Kef and the CDC people is, why did CDC come in to do what? If they didn't do anything, so why didn't you come in to fix everything that UP destroyed? That's number one. Number two, when we talk about government is continuity. Okay. Since when the other government was there, one of the things that they were good at was drafting policies. Now, these policies were supposed to be like the roadmap to drive development, to drive the implementation of development. Most of the projects that Kev will boast about was started by the previous administration. You're talking about, oh, their government have army that protecting the Liberian people, but who trained the army? Who went out there and lobbied to make sure the army was stronger? That was CDC. CDC actually came and met the army already there, ready to go. The international community trusted the previous government so much so that they say, you know what, it was time for UN for UNMIL to leave the government. So what are you talking about? The other government did something. Now we can discuss, maybe did it do more? Did it, they could have done more? That's a discussion I think people need to have. But when you come into a situation where things are pretty much laid out for you and all you have to do is implement it and you fail to do so, that's a problem. Number two, they seem a document that we're talking about. This organization was actually funded by the Swedish International Development Agency, which is the counterpart for USAID. So the Swedish government decided to fund this grade sheet of the president of our country to look at different areas to see. The promises that CDC made, nobody asked them to make it. That the part can understand. The men were running for office. We were calling him to go have a debate. He said he's not having debate. They asked him for his platform. He said he's not giving platform. George Weah and the seditions did not give us any plan. They didn't tell us anything. When he got there, after not giving anything, the Liberian people still trusted and give you a chance to do things. You made 292 different promises. The first pillar, the power to the people, there were 106 promises. You know how many you completed? You completed 8. 8 out of 106. The second one was economic and jobs. We all know what can happen when people remain idle. A lot of our young people are idle. There's nothing for them to do. You came on because you were supposed to be the party for the people. You said you were going to create jobs and you were going to strengthen the economy. You made 139 promises. You kept 13. Sustaining peace, you made 14. You kept 2. Governance and transparency, you made 27. You haven't implemented 1. 0 you've done. That your government. And you say, oh, the other government had a lot of help. The other government had a lot of help because the international community actually trusted the other government to take their government money and give it to Liberia. SEDA, which is the Swedish International Development Agency, just like USAID, is the American people taxpayers' money as well as the Swedish people tax money. When these organizations take it and give it to another government, they want to make sure that the government is responsible enough to implement whatever projects they said they were going to do. The fact that this government is not getting nearly enough money from the international community, that tells us that, you know what, the other people outside of Liberia doesn't even have faith to take the money and give it to us. They trusted the previous government to do so. When CDC came into office, the first thing that happened, you had 12 international diplomatic corps writing them a public letter regarding funds that were already there, that it came in and it went ahead and took. But again, what we need to realize that all the different small projects they bragging about, like the 40 military hospital, because that one project I saw and I was very disappointed in it, because at God what happened, it opened our eye when COVID happened, nothing was in this hospital. So that pretty launch they did, it was just pretty, it was a shell. Nothing was in that hospital. And that's just how a lot of these projects you're starting to see. You mentioned about the government building homes by Invisible Park. Those homes that they built for the people, they got running toilet inside? Or are we saying, you know what, the Liberian people are not good enough for running toilet? We'll just put some kind of shelter over the head and we'll call it a day. I mean, yeah, you build house. Aren't you supposed to upgrade people? CDC was a great opposition. They pointed out so many things. So when you're given the opportunity, people expect you to do better and not to say, oh, the other people did it. Let's say we agree with you that, you know what, the other people didn't do nothing. They just spoil everything. Wasn't it your job to come in and do something better for the Liberian people? Now y'all don't even have us as spectator in the economy. We just fighting for any kind of thing that drop. And we're not passionate about Liberia. We still talking about, oh, what are other people did? What are other people did? What are you doing now? What are you doing right now? Your own promises you made, you can't do it. Coastal Highway, the highway that the the transatlantic highway that's supposed to happen. And not George Manning, we had that negotiated it. He had nothing to do with it. The power grid line that coming through the ECOWAS state, it had nothing to do with George Weah. The only thing George Weah was responsible for, he and his government, was to ensure that these projects are completed or are in process or are implemented. That's what they were supposed to do. And a lot of these different projects are supposed to create jobs.
So sorry to interrupt you, because we have to go. So if those things were already on the book, what's happened with the implementation?
When you have a government, people who are put in charge to manage the country, they don't know how to implement. They don't. They do not know. And part of being an opposition, what they should have been doing was studying a lot of the things that were happening in the previous government. They were complaining about everything that they forgot to find out what was actually happening.
Well, where the Liberian people now say, you know what, maybe 6 years wasn't long enough. Let's give person away at 12 years. Then he will bring the heaven down to earth.
Let them try it. Let them try it. Yeah, are not as gullible.
I know. We are sharing this. We are sharing this because 5 years performance report of President George Manuel Weah in office. 5 years. You can go over the PAPD. You can go over all the promises he made. Are you a spectator in your own country now?
Are we around the stadium? We're not even you're talking about the field. Are we around the stadium?
And the issue is that what's going on? These are unique questions. And I like what Dr. Peabody said. He said, my married son now enslaving my married children. Omer Flomo said, yes, my son from Gibraltar. The border know my pain, and when I cry, he will answer. Mike came out somewhere right now saying, you know what? I will vote for this, my son, because he know that it pankana. But when the mom married, the boy from Gibraltar got there and made 292 promises, but couldn't keep a damn one of them. I would take care for it. Then we need to ask the question. Well, they'll go and say what they want to say about me. I care less. But we got to speak to our fellow Liberians. How painful it is that you're not even on the stadium. You're way outside. Because the president, in his inaugural address at SKD, we will not make you a spectator in your own country. Seriously? What are you doing right now? Right now, it's 11:05 in Liberia. Some of you going to bed, you have not eaten. Right now, some of you got to go on the beach to use the toilet. Right now, you got to go get well water. Take the water from the well because there is no running water. As we speak to you right now, there is no electricity. You somewhere right now, you praying to God to go knock on somebody's door Sunday morning to beg for bread. In our country, the leaders of our country, you want to know who the leaders are? President George Manawia, Vice President Jewel Howard Taylor, Samuel Tuer, Minister of Finance, Justice Minister Musa Dean, Education Minister Dr. Sonin, Commerce Minister Mawani Dees, you name them, Zoka Wilson, Youth and Sport Minister, you just name them, directors of all agencies. Then you're going to go to the lawmakers. But all they want you to do is to get up every morning and say, "Sir, can I wash your car? Sir, I ain't eat yet. Oh, my son is sick." Pregnant women got to be put in a wheelbarrow and taken to the next door neighbor just to give birth because the hospital system is so bad. Even to reach there, no way.
I hope I get a chance to do a report.
I
hope I have the chance to answer this question.
The folks trusted President George Manawia. Liberia trusted this president. When he served as senator, they believe in him. Everywhere, this president sounded like Donald Trump. That I could go to Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody, I would be exonerated. Nobody will hold me responsible. This president could have sold you the heavy and the hell. And Liberians ran for it, they bought it. The president believed, and people believe that this gentleman, this president was world best. He has supernatural power to connect Europe to Liberia, America to Liberia. But for 5 years, going to 6, here we are, begging for bread. For 5 years, going to 6, here we are, being domestic slave. You got to go and wash somebody's clothes to feed your family. For 5 years, here we are. Our 11 and 12 and 13 years old, 9 years old, selling chew gum and Accra Grand Prix between cars. Folks, this is real talk. And as I said to you before, I will say it again. I am not in anyone's pocket. When I leave the show, I'm blessed to have a family that I can turn to and celebrate every evening. I look at my 11-year-old son. I look at my in-laws. I look at my nephew, nieces, and I cry for Liberia. I don't know where you are, though. You may be in Europe. You may be in America right now. You listen to us. But turn to your nephew, your nieces, your children, the young one, the infant, and imagine our children in Liberia. I went downstairs to get a bottle of water. And so tomorrow in Georgia, I saw Chick-fil-A. My son ate a chicken nugget, he got 2 bags filled, and he began to give it to the dogs. And you know what I'm talking about, Sally Matthew, Dr. Rich is saying? Because what would he do with it? Maybe your mother bought a lot. And guess what happened? I said, you know, you got folks in Liberia looking for this. You got children going to bed hungry. But I guarantee your children here in America, put that in the refrigerator. They don't want it the next day. And you know that. Put it in the refrigerator. They say, no. I'm going to the store tomorrow. I want another one. But folks in Liberia, the children going to bed hungry. And imagine President George Manneh Weah, the brother whose grandmother used to take care of him. No power. Go back to the story of President Weah. Grandmother hustled. He found his way. No food, no clothes, no place to stay. And people connected to him. People connected to him because they say, you know what? This is one of our own. He will take care of us. But here we are today. With the like of Samuel Twain, the like of Samurai Woodacott, and all of them surrounding this president and saying, yes, you are the number one president. Everything is fine. And the people are suffering. And my fellow Liberian, there's a hard way out there, though. To make Liberia great, to make Liberia better, it'll be a hard way. You will lose some friends. You will lose some loved ones. Your best friend today will be your worst enemy tomorrow. Folks that you have taken care of, they will turn their back on you. Folks that used to call you every day, they will stop calling you. But it's okay. If this will make Liberia better, it's okay. Family member will turn their back on you, but it's okay. After the show, you will go back on Facebook. People will be cursing your mom, cursing your pa, saying the worst about you, but it's okay. They will insult your wife and your children, but it's okay. If this will make Liberia better, it's okay. So I come to say to you, be not deterred. Don't turn your back. Keep the faith. Keep the faith. Keep the faith. If Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., if you were faithless, guess what happened? You're still going to be slave in every state. There will be no voting right. Black never going to have the chance to vote in this country. Let's fight for what we believe in. Can President Weah turn it around? He's still got less than 6 months to go. If he can, we are waiting to see. Folks are calling for reshuffle in the government because the government ministers and directors have failed the people. Can President Weah turn this thing around? Or can he hang on with Samuel Twain? Can he hang on with Samurai Woodacott? Can he hang on with those people that LDCC said they are corrupt? President Weah says it's okay. But if you give the president 6 years without doing anything, it means that you're okay with those folks for another 6 years. Again, I will say on the show, I am not a Joseph Yema Boaka supporter. I am not an Alexander Cummings supporter. I am not a President George Manneh Weah supporter. My support is for the Liberian people. My support is for that child that's going to bed hungry tonight. My support is for that pregnant woman that's going to give birth but have no way to get to the hospital. And they got to put a laptop down in somebody's living room. And she got to born the baby with equipment that's not fit to live. They only have to look unto God. My support, that man that is dying because he cannot even get paracetamol. These promises were made by the president. 292 of them. Have he kept them? From my end, that's my closing. And know we'll be back Monday to have a wonderful show. And I will give chance to the guys to do their closing. And we'll leave you early today because we love you and we wish you well. So from my end, I just close. And I will start the closing tonight with Dr. Peabody. We'll bring in Dr. Richardson. We'll go to Kev Hassan, Sadamatu, and then Sintumani will take us home. Dr. Peabody, please.
So I say to my married children, look how your brother and sisters, do you feel part of that government today? Do you feel you are part of it? That you can sit back in your home and feel, say, you know what? This is our government. I'm part of it. Many of you will go to bed today without food. Many of you are laying in a place where probably don't have a bed, or you're laying somewhere where the heat and everything is just so difficult. Many of you want something to do. You wake up in the morning and ask people if you can even just clean or cut the grass or do something just to find something to support you. You want to work. Liberians are not lazy people, but you don't have that kind of opportunity. You want to open business, but you don't have the Lebanese color or the Indian color. So the bank will not give you that loan or stuff like that. Even and you look to this President Weah, President George Weah, that you have spent all your time. You walk miles in the rain, other places. That this was going to be the change. The man who played professional soccer and he was always there during the war when people were playing game. Soccer game made Liberia to be on top during the war. Unfortunately, it's not leadership. We didn't have the leadership. The time is here. Are you better off today? Only you can make that decision, not me. I can sit there and talk all I want. You will make that decision because you're living in it. You're living in the situation. Think about it. That's my closing.
Thank you very much. Who's next? Is that you, Dr. Richardson, or Kev?
Doesn't matter. Who do you want to?
We go ahead, man.
Okay. So let's talk to the Liberian people. When we come here, regularly and daily to speak to you, we're not coming here just because we have a government person paying us money, or because we want fame from a government, or because we want to be attached to George Weah. We are coming here because we love our country and we want a better country. We have one panelist in particular on this show. His love for Liberia is through being a friend of the president. It's through perhaps getting fame by being connected to a former minister of information. It's through bragging to say, oh, I was with the president when the president visited the United States. So I'm asking you, have to see through that person when they present information to you. Obviously, they will not tell you the truth. They will not go to Liberia without Stanton Weatherspoon taking them to Liberia. All of us here, we've been to Liberia, whether with or without Stanton Weatherspoon, because we have families in Liberia. We want a better Liberia. We want a Liberia where you can put the light switch on and our students get light to study. We have electricity for the hospital. We don't want people to die and we know we can do it because other countries were like us. When I was growing up, Sierra Leone, Ghana, they weren't at the level where Liberia was. But today we see that we are the laughing stock of Africa. And so when we come here to speak to you, we're asking you to make the right decision coming October 10th. We'll be objective for the president. He's not a bad person. And if you know how I think about human behavior, I don't think the president is a mean or bad person. But what I do know is this job is over his head. He cannot do it. He and all of his lieutenants. Someone who can do this job will sit down and have a vision and a plan for the country and communicate that plan on a regular basis. If you come here and tell us that, oh, COVID made me not to complete my promises, you will be communicating with the Liberian people. You're not going to sit somewhere and throw jabs at opposition from a Coca-Cola and board members and chemical mixing. That is beneath what we consider the job of the president. Our children in Liberia are looking for a role model in every one of us. They are looking for us to tell them the truth. They are not looking for someone who's stuck up so high up, the what of the president to come here and talk nonsense. So I'm drawing the line right now, CEO, whether you want to hear this or not. The next time Kev Hassan call my name in a disrespectful way, you will feel me. You will feel it. Don't let this fool you. Don't let this professionalism fool you. And I apologize to the audience. I apologize to my colleagues that watch me because you know this is not me. But enough is enough. I, in the background, tell fellow panelists to respect you, to maintain some kind of decent decor on this show because the Liberian people are watching us and we deserve to be a model for them. But you don't like that. I don't know what you drank today. But I'm just telling you, you better let us have a substantial conversation that is based on substance than for us to come here and have any kind of other pocket conversation. So back to the Liberian people, because I know Stanton don't like me talking like this to you. It embarrasses him. All right. I will not do that. I will not disrespect or embarrass him or any other member of the panelists. But I will tell you that you have a choice to make. And you know the life that you live in, you know the suffering that you live in. You see all of us on the panel, we can go to work and we get our money coming in. We get electricity, we get water. Our children are in good school, still on top of how to try through extra food away today. That's my job. I keep on cleaning my refrigerator. I threw food away. I was just there. I spoke to students, children that stay with me. For the record, I had Liberians staying with me in the place that I was staying. Not ordinary Liberians. And they had conversations with me, common like emergency that would take care when I think they were using it to drink because they don't even have medication. They thought it was medication. I had conversations how they want to go to school. They can't go to school. They can't even find jobs. Very smart students. But this is the government. Being in leadership is hard. This is not like eating cassava leaf. You have to be able to work. You have to be able to come to work. You can't go to party all day, Jamaica Resort. I was there. I was passing my Jamaica Resort all the time. I saw what happened there. You cannot go to party every day and come back and expect your brain to work. It will not happen. I've been in brain study for a long time. I'm a professional person. I know what I have to do to get my brain to work. You have to be able to follow up on the promises that you made to the people. You have to be able to call your ministers to book. You have, what kind of government has not even reshuffled his government officials? Everybody, what are you doing good or you doing bad? You stay in the government. This is not what we want, Liberian people. It is not what we want. We want to move our country forward. And in order to do this, we all have to make some hard decisions. Decisions that will be void of liking somebody or somebody's popularity or somebody having football skills. It has to be based on decisions that will move our country forward so that we will not be the laughingstock of Africa. It has to be based on good education. A leader who will create good education for our country. A leader who will look at our infrastructure. How you have a whole big country, you only got one way to get in the country, single. What is wrong with that? You know how long single existed? Since before my mom and papa were born? That's wrong. That is unacceptable. We want a country where we can think about the mindset of Liberian people. You know how many children getting raped in that country? I was in a country, I watched a little girl get killed because she wanted to go recharge her light. A rechargeable, imagine going to go recharge your light in this modern age. A child, in order for her to see, she got to go to a local recharge place where they recharge the light for her. And then somebody had the audacity to violate her and kill her there. And what has become of that? Nothing. You know how many people have gone through that experience and our legal system has not been strengthened by the chief feminist he called himself? When you sit here and say, I'm a friend of the president and I have news for the Liberian people, or when you sit here and say, oh, I spent time in the hotel where the president stayed, and you think that's fame, give you the right to come here and insult other panelists or to give wrong information to Liberian people, you're on your own. Because the Liberian people that I know are praying people, they will make sure that one day they will have a better Liberia, and that day is coming soon. So let me tell you, Kev, the next time you try, you and I will be in for it.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Dr. Richardson. Kev.
Uh, I wake up. I wake up every day. Turn on my Facebook. Uh, Speak to family member. I realize that George Banawea is still a president, and I I'm happy for that. That gave the right to freedom, and I hope everybody should have that tolerance. I hope everybody should give that freedom. The the way and manner Dr. Richardson attacked me. Imagine, imagine if I did that. Imagine if I were the one that's saying all those things, talking about nonsense. You did, you went to the president, you did. Imagine if I was saying that. But the reason
Yeah,
I,
shut up, you drunk. Shut up, you drunk.
the reason I will always fight for this president because he gave me freedom to speak, and I'm saying,
President give you freedom to speak here.
that my freedom to speak is being stepped on. Because imagine if I was saying this thing about her, the way she attacked me, what she's saying about me on this platform. But I'm not going to dignify that. And the reason I'm not going to dignify that, because we used to that. We used to that. We're on our way to victory, so people will be angry. People will say things. Everything Dr. Richardson said to me, I would not say it back to her because my mother taught me how to respect women. My
And
father,
now you know how to respect women? You the chief
my
disrespecter
father,
of women on
my,
this show.
my
That's
Dr.
what you don't
Richardson,
do.
Dr. Richardson, we shouldn't go back and forth, please.
No, but
Allow
tell
him
him
to
not to
speak.
come at me. As long as you come at me, I will
Dr.
respond. I'm
Richardson,
sorry.
do not, Dr. Richardson, don't do this.
No, as long as you
Please.
come at
Dr. Richardson, don't do this.
I think
I
you will
beg
end up
you.
either put me in the back or dismiss
Dr.
me off the
Richardson,
show. But Jeff
Dr.
has yet to
Richardson,
call my name on this
D-
show.
Dr.
You
Richardson,
the
careful
chief
call your name.
disrespecter. Did you not listen to your mama?
Dr. Richardson, careful call your name. Don't
I
do
don't
it.
think so.
Dr. Richardson, stop, please, please, please,
You know,
please, please. For 20 some more years,
either.
you got a doctor degree. We do not. Just forget it, Dr. Richardson. Kev, I mean, but don't call a woman name, by.
yeah, but she called my name, right?
Okay, Kev, stop.
Oh,
Don't call the
okay.
woman name.
She called my name, right?
Kev,
Come
can
on.
you do your talking bad? Do your talking.
I'm
Let's go back.
trying to tell
Dr.
you.
Richardson, let it be
You know
so.
how it is. Please do
I
not
mean, the
take
woman just from Liberia, the woman is bereaved. Leave her alone. Don't push her back, please.
it.
Mm.
Well, let me say, let me say this. I would just end today. I would not dignify
I
that.
beg you.
I was.
Yeah, don't dignify. Stay to where your mama taught you.
Yeah, okay, Kev. Okay,
I will
please.
stick. I will stick to what my mother taught me.
Please stick to what your mama taught
I
you,
will,
please.
I will forever. I will forever respect Dr. Richardson because she's so.
Thank you.
I will stay with that respect.
Thank
No
you.
matter what she said, I will stick with that respect. I respect her. But let me say this, CEO. One of the things that hurt me and pained me so much when I hearing some of the things coming out that the suffering of the people, which we know that this person came to power because of the same suffering of the people that he combating right now. He's fixing. This person is a fixer. My little sister passed away. She was living District 15. She got sick under the Ellen government. I know, I know, under the Joe Boca Unity Party government. I know how we try to look for good medical treatment. We know, I know what I went through. Then when folks come here and act like under the Unity Party government, under the Joe Buckeye government, and people and folks come here that it was okay and people suffering now it was okay. That is an insult to some of us. That is an insult to large millions of Liberians who suffer. We all I'm getting feedback. So noise happening. Yeah.
You need to get noise, man. Hurry up, man. I get the feedback.
You cannot tell me hurry up after everybody spoke with unlimited media.
Watch out, Bravo, watch out.
Yeah, you know, that's an insult to every Liberian who suffer under the Unity Party government. For folks to ignore the suffering of Liberians, it's personal to some of us. Because my sister got sick, she was the same way I was at that time, sending money, trying, doing this under the Elling government. That they issue prescription, we're looking for medication, we can't find it. That insult to some of us. Family member there out there hearing me right now. I bury my sister. We cannot find treatment. And folks to have the audacity to come and say it was better under the Elling government, that's insult to some of us. It's painful, but this is election time. The politics of deception will be all around. You cannot tell a 30-year-old man that he's suffering is under John Manuel, that he's been suffering for long. You cannot tell a 20-year-old boy he's suffering. This month making him 5 years. This month. Then you say the suffering of the Liberian people is George Manuel. And let me answer you, my sister Salimatu. Let me answer you. Ask a brilliant question. You know, you're a smart woman. You ask why we keep going back to the Unity Party. It's simple. Unity Party try to come back. That easy thing, that ABC thing. And the record should be scrutinized. It's simple, that ABC. That's very simple. Unity Party try to come back. If Unity Party were not coming back, I agree. Why are we going back to the Unity Party? They're not coming back. Liberian people say this, they're not coming back. But JMB is coming back, which JMB said for 12 years. Are we stupid? No, we're not. We're not stupid here. How we will ask that question, why are you going back? People always ask that question. I think that question, only in Liberia, opposition will ask that question, because around Africa, a lot of people smart enough to know that when you're coming back, it's like you're asking the Democrat why they're scrutinizing the Republican. Because Republican want to come back next year. You asking in America, you asking the Democrat, oh, no. I tell you, say you're coming. Don't say anything but the Republican. Folks want to make our nation dumb, and our nation will not be dumb. Because one of the smartest people in West Africa are Liberians. They know. So my sister Salamatu, where you keep going that line, that poor boy, that educated boy who's smart, who's sitting here tie shop, who's smart because he's sitting here tie shop, you think that he's not smart. He's smart enough. We know.
When is he starting?
We know that UP want to come back. Because UP want to come back, that's why we scrutinizing the UP 12 years. As simple as that. So anytime you want to ask me that question, just remember my answer. That will let you not to ask me again. Because JMB, who served for 12 years, he want to come back. His record, he got record that we need to go to. Like you asking me, why are you talking about Republican? Because Republican want to come back. As simple as ABC. So when you talk about the suffering of Liberian people, my brother Stanton talk about people going to toilet in the at the beach. But man, you from place, man. You Stanton with us people will ask that question. I know, but we all have toilet on the beach. And I'm not 5 years old. When you said that in my brother Stanton Waterspoon, I think that I don't think you saying the truth to the people, because me and I go in the beach too, and I do it, and I'm not 5 years old. You not do it. I don't tell me not do it, unless maybe tell me for a rich man. So for a rich family, but I'm telling you, we from a poor family. We the ordinary children. We the poor children.
Tony, how many minutes each of us get to close by?
We not doing it. You see the truth.
But Kevin, not fair to us back. Kevin, let me friend, brother. Yeah, Baba.
Mama, tell me stop, man. Stop, man. I can tell you my minutes. The truth is inconvenient. I will tell you the truth. I was interrupted, and I was interrupted. I was quiet. You say nothing. The truth is subjective. But we the sufferers, we the commoners, we the average guys. We're not going to beat you.
How many commoners on the show, Kev? How many Irish guys on the show?
You know, you asked a good question. You know why? I'm surprised at you who were born as a commoner. And you in that case here. I'm surprised at you, Stanton. You are born as a commoner.
How many commoners on the show?
The elite. Do not side with the elite. The elite, you know that? Because
how many commoners on the show, man? Including Ben Sevi. How many commoners on the show?
I can tell you this. You were born as a commoner.
Okay.
And I know that. And
what was Dr. Peabody? What was Dr. Peabody?
Dr. Peabody is well into the elites. Tomlin pretending to be elite.
I see why I say you charge to that, Kev.
No, stop. You stop. No, seriously.
What about Dr. Richardson?
Dr. Richardson was absent in Liberia, so I don't want to.
Oh, she wasn't born.
No, she was absent. I say born. I say absent.
She was absent.
Yeah, but see, let's continue. Let's continue.
Our absent in Sarah Lou, right?
But let's say this, right?
No, I would talk. You want to miss again?
Let's say this. No, see, let's say this.
Go ahead.
Go
ahead.
So let's say this. You know what not fair? Is for us on this. Is for us on this platform deliberately try to silence. Yeah, my brother, then want to silence me. I should not speak. And when you do that, I have thousands of people who listen to me.
I support you, Kev, but I support you.
No, you're not supporting me. Tomlin, you're not supporting me. You're not supporting me, Tomlin.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question, Kev. How many more minutes you need to speak?
What?
How many more minutes do you need to speak?
You know what I asked for?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I asked for?
Mm-hmm.
I asked for the same way that you gave the others. Give me the same thing.
I understand. So right now, how many more minutes do you need?
No, that's all. I'm asking the same way.
So we understand, Kev. But right now, how many more minutes you need?
But it's okay if you don't want me to speak. I'm fine.
So everything you just said means that you didn't talk.
No, I was closing now. I was ending, but you
Okay.
asked me a
Just
question.
everything now. Just
You
everything,
asked me a
sir.
question. Imagine the other people. If Saloma to come to speak right now, you will never hear Tomlin or Dr. Peabody say something.
Why?
You know why? Because they all have the same idea. So
Okay.
you will never hear them. And I'm saying this. Imagine if we have a leader who would treat Liberia this way that I've been treated. It's not fair.
But you won't have that leader, Kev, because your leader is in Sierra Leone, so don't worry about it. Sound about to rescue our please.
Let me end up. Let me end with.
Oh, you say what? All right, finish up, Kev.
Let
Finish
me
up, Kev.
let me end with this. CEO.
Yes, sir.
I think we have to be fair. We have to be fair. And if you take 170 something years and put it behind, put it on this president, then I think it's disservice. And I think what folks are doing is wrong. But the people of Liberia are smart enough, and the people. I can't wait on that day to have the last laugh. You can continue.
Kev, let me ask you a question before Salamatu close the show tonight and to Money George. Let me be frank now. It's not a joke. President George Manawia, since becoming a president, what are some of his downfalls that he need to capitalize on? What are some of the things he have done that need improvement, Kev?
Some of you asking whether I can try to put it downfall things, improvements, or what you trying to
President George Manawia,
say? Yeah.
since becoming president of the Republic of Liberia, let's be sincere now. No man is a perfect man.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the things that you think President George Manawia needs improvement on as a president of the Republic of Liberia?
Let me say this to you. I want you to hear this, and I want people to pay attention to this. CEO, when you work in a government, a broke government, you have a lot of challenges because a lot of people are not cognizant to what's happening in the government, how it's wrong, or some people do, but they want to pretend. This president is doing the most, the best for where he made this country to now. To come and question and asking that he stabilized the economy and start asking this president why he's in the middle of his job to complete his job, to asking this question, you should be asking the Unity Party government for 12 years what you want to do now, that stuff that you didn't do. But you asking the president who in the middle of his job, who's supposed to, if you ask me this question, or you ask certain question, and in 12 years, the same 12 years you gave the Unity Party that people want to be, they will have an answer. But at the moment,
so
working.
Yeah, but Kev, let me say, Kev, does the president, Kev, is there anything? Kev, hold on now. Yeah, but Kev, hold on now. We understand he's working. He's been working since he took office. But I want to stay with you for at least 30 more seconds, please. What are some of the things that President Weah, since becoming a president, need to improve on? That's my question. I'm not saying he's not working. I'm not saying they shouldn't give him 12 years, but we are asking the question. So to you, Kev, to you, what are some of the things that President Weah need to improve on for a better Liberia?
CEO, you actually imagine, my destination is New York. Then I'm in New Jersey. Then you asking me why I need to improve to get to New York. Why am I in New York yet? What kind of question that? My destination is New York, but I'm in Jersey. But my destination is New York. Then you ask me. This person is in the middle of doing the job. Then you ask him what thing he
So
needs to
so there's nothing. So Kev, now Kev, let's talk. Let's talk. Let's talk.
on track to what
Kev,
he's doing.
Kev, let's talk equally now. I beg you. So because I gotta go, I'm just trying to ask this question, which is fair. So there is nothing the president need to improve on. Nothing to you.
No, that's not what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying to you that this president get more to do. That he's on the way doing it. He has done more and doing will
So
do.
is there anything the president need to improve on?
You asking me the question over. I'm telling you, how can you ask in the middle of the man's job that the man have done more? Don't you say he should improve on what he doing more? So let me ask you this question.
Kev, we gotta go. Kev, we gotta go. Thank you. Thank you, Kev. Salamatu, let me ask you. When you get a new job, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which you want in 90 days, which is 3-month probationary period, correct?
Yeah.
You may
improve. The guy that said to go watch, they want to watch game. So, can I leave to watch the game too?
You everybody listen to you. You will listen to everyone.
No, the guy that said to watch game.
The issue is that the issue is that after they give you that 90 days, the probationary period, you need to do X, Y, and Z if you will stay there on the long term, right?
Yeah.
If you want to pay raise and whatsoever, you need to meet certain benchmarks, certain goals. So that's the reason why I asked. The president is asking for another 6 years.
Yeah.
But the president finished a 6 year.
Oh, but I beg you, Kev. Now we're not talking to you. Kev, listen. We are not talking to you. Kev, we moved to Salamatu.
Yeah, but you have to speak the truth now.
Kev, we moved to Salamatu. Don't do this, please.
But don't play with the people, man.
Kev, we moved to Salamatu. Don't do this, please. I beg you. I respect you, my brother, please.
But
I beg you. Kev. All right, Kev, if you want to leave, you can leave. But don't do this, please. Salamatu.
Well,
so the president, right? 6 years, he asked for another 6 years. He is saying, please give me 6 years. He's begging the Liberian people. The question was very simple. You're begging us to give you 6 years, but what have you done? Or what can you say you need to improve on? Senator said you're doing extremely well. So it means that you got nothing to improve on? I mean, that's a fair question, and Liberians need to ask this question because it is important to our next 6 years. But talk to us, Salamatu. What are some of the things you need to improve on? Should they give you another 6 years? Have you done enough?
Well, I mean, in my opinion, they shouldn't have even given him the 6 years. He shouldn't have been hired. But nevertheless, he was put in office. The question that I asked Kev, I think he missed my question when he was saying, oh, they mentioning UP because they want another 6 years. The question that I asked him was that if UPS, if UP destroyed Liberia and didn't do a good job, what did CDC come in the government to do to fix? What thing they can fix? Why did it take power? That's my question. I'm not asking him about UP. I want to know what thing CDC came in to do. Because if you say the people that were there before, they didn't do X, Y, Z, they didn't do this, they didn't do that, you criticize the people. We were there. You know, we heard you, we saw you, we saw the protests, everything that you said. Okay, you've been given this opportunity to fix the system. What exactly did you do? You know, when you asked him the question to list some of the things, I knew he wouldn't list anything because they can't list anything. They came out with 292 craziness, calling it promises, and they themselves couldn't even live up to 50% or 30% or even good 25% of what they listed. 292 promises they made, the list they gave, they completed 24. He talked about his sister and the way he's supposed to answer that question. He should. What I wanted, the answer I was looking for was for him to list what UP didn't do and then tell us what's in CDC doing with that particular list that the list that UP didn't do. So for instance, he stated about his sister was sick. Sister went to the couldn't find good health care on the EJS time. No problem. Today, she get better place to go. When she gets sick, she got a great place to go. Because as far as we know, when they get sick, what happens? They actually fly out of the country because our health system is still bad. So why did you take government? And you mentioning the Democrats and the Republicans. When the Republicans criticize the Democrats and vice versa, they can be specific. Healthcare, y'all have this policy. Y'all did not make it work. Y'all were supposed to make sure 50 hospitals have give access to free healthcare. But y'all came into power and y'all weren't able to implement none of that. Now we only have 10 people. Give specific examples. Don't just say, oh, the last government didn't do this, they didn't do that, and therefore we shouldn't put them back. What we want to hear from you is what exactly is CDC doing? There's some of the accomplishments that Josh Weah has done. But more specifically, I want Kev in a sedition to list the things that UP didn't do and tell us how they came in, look at that particular list, and they made it better. That's what government is supposed to do. That's what new government is supposed to do. You're supposed to come in and you're supposed to do better. When you do better, big.
Give me a chance, we can do it.
No, wait.
Let him get you and I one-on-one. Let's do it.
No. I want you. No. You can answer my question because I don't have the patience. Kev, let me finish talking. I'm a patient person, but I don't have the patience when I'm talking to you and I ask you, let's 5 things that UP didn't do. Let's 5 things. Don't you tell me, oh, they were messed up, they didn't do it. Don't be broad. Let's 5 things. Educate me.
But let's do it now.
They didn't do. Okay. And that is the second part of the question. Don't you rush it. Let's 5 things.
You will not be able to answer your question, Salamatu, because you gotta go.
You know why? Because you're meeting me.
Salamatu, we gotta go. So, Salamatu,
can you know what I think about it? You think about it. Monday, you come down and bring it.
Oh, that's time to start muting me.
What?
That's time to start muting me.
No, let Kev, my brother Kev, go think about it. Y'all go.
No, we can do it right now.
No,
we gotta go, Kev.
Yeah, and tell us why y'all do.
We can do it right now. I can tell you.
Salamatu, can you finish up, please?
Yeah, they're not gonna do it, folks. They're not gonna do it because
I'm not giving you the answer.
You can do it right now.
Let me talk.
Salamatu, you're not to Macam place, please.
Yeah.
Y'all move ahead.
Yeah. But why you on me? Are the man talking over me?
No, I know because when you meet to Macam place, you can do this thing.
So I would say Monday, my brother Cat, he got 2 days, a day and a half or whatever.
No, I don't need 2 days. Let's do it now.
My man, stop. Yeah.
I mean, I hope police will pull this guy over for drunk driving back.
Stop that. No, seriously, stop that. That's what he's doing.
No.
Stop that. That's an insult. I sent him my home.
No, that's not. At least somebody insulted you too, man. Come on, let's move on.
I'm the one.
Yeah, come on, let's move on back.
Everybody has been
Yeah, please. Somebody talk, man.
I'm challenging her. Let's do it right now. She said no.
No.
Okay, it's enough, Kev. Let's move on, please.
Let's do it.
Kev, let's move on, please.
Kev, please. And it's
I just said, Matthew, the owner of the Sierra Leone can behave like this. I'm serious. Have you interacted with a born Sierra Leone?
No, I know some relative Sierra Leone people. Yeah. So I'm not giving it, yeah. But I want my brother Kev over the weekend, for the rest of the weekend, to come back on Monday.
You don't need to come back. We can do it now.
You know, Kev, you're talking over me and you're not listening to my question.
Let me list the 5 things
you will come back and you'll tell me about 14 military and some kind of municipal park.
Folks out there, they just want to just tell you they don't want us to challenge them.
Let's do it now. Thank you. Timothy, can you come in?
Let me come in. Wow. Let me say this. This coming from a renowned a legal practitioner who watched this show. They say, look, this show is being recorded daily and analyzed daily and will be used as one of several Liberian barometers to evaluate the state of our democracy and good governance and corruption. They also say that those of the past and present evidence are being collected, procedures and processes are considered in the legal hurdles and ramifications. That means they should pray those past officials of government and present who have betrayed the public trust to remember that they will not get off the hook.
My man, I go, man. My man, I go, man. I
It
go.
depends.
See you.
No, I
go. I go. Bye-bye. No. Bye-bye.
You can go. You can go.
Bye-bye, man. I go, man.
Yes.
I mean, bye-bye, man. I go.
We said this.
Wait.
Said this.
Those I beg you. George.
Let me end.
George.
Yeah, let me end.
George, I beg you, make your point.
Yeah.
Don't people that are saying that nobody, everybody must take heed. They welcome to an end. They invest. What were they doing selling time?
No, man.
What is it? They are saying past and present. Listen to what I'm saying. Past and present. So those who are in any government, who in we are government that have betrayed the public trust and think their wealth, they will keep their wealth, they will go after them. And they will serve jail terms. Watch what will happen. You should pray. Representative should not be Attorney General of the government that kind of power. Shouldn't be government that will be in their interest, because they will serve them, the past and present, and we know them. Because look, I was saying, there are people we know today. I went to a friend of my house. He said, I beg you, don't take a picture. Don't take a picture of my house, please. Because why? But the house, the person living in Moreover, they know that house. They cannot, the house, what they're making, they cannot.
Can we go now?
Okay.
I want to go now, man.
But Kev, Kev, no, I want Kev to do that one. Because I want to got Kev, who got interest in Liberia, who got power in Liberia, who got future in Liberia, we're concerned about. But for you, I know about you. I know about we who got property interest in Liberia. But let me go now. Because let me frank. For example, and instead of next week the arms issue. We're not forgetting the arms issue. They'll tell what the arms say. What the arms is located right now. Who brought the arms? We got to know. The census, we're not forgetting too. So we're not letting it go next week. And then Fagon said something last night. I hope you are kind of sure. Fagon will tell us. He said, you know, auditor's death. We are talking about auditor's death. We talk who killed them. Oh, yeah, he will tell us. He said, you know about it. We're asking our questions.
I'm going to say you know about it.
He said on the show. We're asking our questions.
I think you should ask him.
Oh, we're asking. I don't want to say this, yeah. And those who run for president, the issue should be involved with the people's lives. Today, Liberians you ask the question, why Liberians are living in sustained and abject poverty? Where to find out? Whether people can afford a daily meal a day. And not about all these stuff. The main issue is about whether your lives have improved.
Since when you know Liberia will win,
Kev,
Tell me, stop that, man.
Kev,
so all your people will enjoy it on early, right? Tell me.
Kev, I'm reading about it all.
All your people will enjoy it,
right? We actually
supposed to make it better.
Audit them. So they won't have that talk today. So audit them. Okay? And just to end, Kev,
all the people will enjoy under Ellie.
Kev, today someone statement. Today when I sit down and look, I ask for the question. Kev, before you came, these are people were there before you. Where's Sylvester Karika Williams? Where is Mom Mamuli Massacre? Where's Johnny Seo? Where is George Solo? Rodney Siri? Joshua Saki? Rudy DeLine? George Ware? J. Rudolph Johnson, our first vice presidential candidate? Winston Todman? Where is Dwayne? Where is Dwalu? Where is all the people?
You're good there now.
No, Kev, you're not there. You know what happened. They put up messages. You know them, Kev. You know about Kofi myself. I'm talking about politics. Kev, you're not around. We're talking 60 minutes.
But you said I will never be president, right?
Kev.
All of y'all said that.
Yeah, if we are said it, then we will not be part of CDC. That's you know about CDC.
Oh no, you're 2004. You were not 2011.
Were you
2011? Tell me, were you 2011?
All right, guys, we gotta go.
You were not 2011.
You're not around, Kev. You're not around.
2011, Tommy.
You know how I talk on the
ticket. Were you 2011?
I stopped. I began after 2014. Get it clear.
Were you 2011, Tommy?
You are not around, man. You were there. Come on, man. You're not there.
George, I have Eugene Fagon on the phone. He couldn't make it with us because he's running some errand. Let's give him just 30 seconds, please. He can do his closing. He been watching the show. Fagon?
Well, I don't have a closing to give, but I'm very surprised. And thankfully the gift is there
to my request, good day, to play the tape. I said, Kev, the next time you say such a thing to me, you will tell me how the auditors die. For somebody to sit on the platform tonight and in clear words tell the Liberian people, for God say you know how the auditors die, like I was there. Listen to that. Fagon say he know.
We'll play till tomorrow. On Monday. We'll
All right, Fagon, thank you. That's a good question.
The living Fagon. The living Fagon.
Listen. You see, you're still misquoting people, my man. You're still misquoting. You just misquoted Fagon.
You like your Fagon be your son. You scared. You're not
misquoting.
You scared.
How Fagon will tell you he know?
That's Dr. Richardson, Dr. Peabody, Dr. Salamatu, Dr. Kev, Dr. Josh.
Yep. Somebody is going to be.
Yeah, you scared of the man. Oh, you said he was going to the man.
Oh, the man denied.
Come on, Kev. Somebody the man say he going on 5 reservation tonight.
I ain't good at it. I read it.
Tommy, don't do that. Tommy, hey, honestly, you need to apologize to Fagon.
Yeah, you know me. I like right?
Apologize for misquoting Fagon.
You better go talk to him.
No, my man. You need to apologize to the man. Finish, man.
But you know what? Listen, let me say this. What Fagon said? Listen, Kev, Kev. Lord have mercy. Folks, next week I will be with Kev after my wife's birthday to observe his liquor table and remove some of those drinks from on Kev's table. Kev, can you turn the camera, please? Let's see what you got on that table. Kev, no, on the table, up. Don't go, no. Kev, go back.
You see PS5? I got two PS5 here.
No, Kev, go back to the kitchen. Go back in the kitchen area.
No, I can't go to the kitchen. I'm upstairs. I'm upstairs. Look. Yeah. I'm upstairs.
No. Go back.
You walking around? You in boxer?
You in boxer. No.
I'm a short pants, man.
The guy in boxer. But listen, guys. I want to say it's a wonderful Saturday.
Stand on. You
see Mateo?
I come in.
You see Mateo?
I give a question today, Kev.
Mateo?
Wait, Kev, hold on. The question is not how do you redeem yourself, Kev, because no human being is perfect. Even when we are in Liberia, we are told him a person. He said, Kev, not everything you say are right. Then you do that. Then they
he never said so. He never said so.
Man, you are dead. He said it, Kev. So
you
understand, Kev.
Never said that.
Somebody, hold on 1 minute.
Kev,
hold on 1 minute. Kev, please.
Never said that.
Kev, hold on. We got everything that was said in that meeting. We got it on tape.
And I dare anybody to put that.
Hold on 1 minute. Kev, hold on 1 minute.
I dare anybody to put
that. Hold on now. The only reason why you didn't understand it because you are crying. Because when you met the person, you are emotional.
I dare anybody
to understood it. But I want to say to everybody, there's a drink. There's a drink out there. There's a drink out there they call Blue Moon. I would advise you, folks. I would encourage you, folks. That's not a good drink. I beg you guys. There's a drink out there called Blue Moon. That's not a good drink. I think I would say you guys should follow Peabody on the Modelo. But the Blue Moon is not good because
Peabody mild. It's a mild drink.
Yeah, it's something about that drink. It doesn't work well when you talk about that drink and Kev Hassan. Forgive us today, please. And forgive our brother Kev Hassan.
Yeah, gotta hit boxer.
The question he said.
Let me see on that. Let me got a boxer. He keeps showing.
So there, I got it. Yeah. You will know.
No,
how
but we got it clip.
Yeah.
We'll play the clip. But let's forget about that.
You got it here. Thank God.
The president never said that. The president said, you know what the president said?
What he said?
He said, Kev.
Nobody should tell you that he's muted. Nobody should tell you that. Nobody should tell you that he's muted.
I want to speak it through your meeting.
Dr. Richardson, thank you, okay? Thank you for exercising restraint. You understand. You saw the way you understand. You saw the way. Salamatu. What will be the convention time?
Sorry for what? Why I did? I do nothing to tell.
Salamatu, what will be the convention time? Salamatu, what will be the convention time?
I don't know. That's my later.
Which convention?
All right.
What convention?
There's a convention they say coming up concerning in Maryland, but I don't know when it's all set. And also the meeting, the book signing for our brother,
you better shut out your mouth.
front page Africa, Rodney CA. Those that have an ear, let them hear. The convention time will be announced codedly. Dr. Richardson, thank you. If you want to attend the convention, Dr. Richardson, we know you'll be brief, but we can extend an invite to you. But I know it will not meet your time, though. Dr. Peabody, we want to say thank you. The Honorable Kev Ahmed Hassan, the only man that they took away his passport and went into Europe. They said, "Oh man, you sound like a terrorist. You got to take your passport." We had to go outside the terminal, right? Outside the airport. Serious.
What is it?
Outside the airport, right?
What business?
I was afraid like hell. Benson, man, I ain't going. Benson, I ain't going there. But you know, I couldn't leave Kev hanging because his name Ahmed. And the only thing that people were speaking French. You know, I understand a little bit. So I put it in English, they got put it in French. I put it in English, they got put it in French. Then I said, well, man, I beg you. This man is from Liberia. The man said, no, Monsieur Ahmed. So I said, yeah, you know, I said, Kev, I gotta go. Because, you know, we're getting late, Salamatu. And this man is saying, Monsieur Ahmed Hassan. So I said, yeah, but what that mean? He says Saddam Hussein. I see you. But thank God, you know, the guy realized that. Kev, he asked Kev. He said, Kev, your passport says Sierra Leone. You from Sierra Leone? Kev said, yes. It's on his passport. So the guy gave Kev passport back and we left. So I got a picture of Kev passport. I said, look at passport. But let's go ahead, folks. Y'all have a good night. It's good for Kev.
Let me call for my passport and bring it here.
No, don't call for the US passport. Call for the African passport. So let's see it. No problem, man. Y'all have a
good night. Yeah. Good night, guys. Good night.
James, again, happy birthday from our end to you. We wish you well, James.
Happy birthday.
Not today, our time, but it's
happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, brother.
Happy birthday, brother. We all eat the Western wear now, so we can send give it down. All right? Happy birthday, brother. Happy birthday.
Okay, folks.